Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of the Band of Bravos, a Pathfinder Second Edition actual play live stream here on Twitch. I am your host for this game. I'm Jason Bulmahn. I'm the director of game design at Paizo. And before we get started today, as always, I'm going to toss it around the horn and let everybody introduce themselves and their characters. James, take it away.
Hi, I'm James Jacobs. I'm the creative director for Pathfinder. I'll be playing Shensen the Bard, and I'm trying not to read too much into the fact that Jason greeted us with hello everyone and not hello everybody.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with you, Jason?
Well, I got my hair cut, so I've lost my power.
Oh,
does that mean we'll actually have a chance?
No.
But where'd the power go?
Well, you know, it was all in my hair.
Are all the brain cells in the hair? Just
yeah. I mean, yeah. My head's so much lighter now. I don't know what to do with it.
I guess next up we have Maryssa.
Maryssa, who has like 3 feet of hair over here. Hey guys, I'm Maryssa Marie. I'm Paizo's web content manager. I play Ilana Thistlefoot, the halfling druid who finally got to make friends with an animal. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
Hey folks, I'm Jason Keeley, Starfinder developer. I'm playing Roark Thunderbird, the Tango Swashbuckler.
And hi everyone, I'm Peyton Smith. I'm the Paizo social media producer. And speaking of hair, well, to kind of relate to it, our beginner box video finally went up on the YouTube, so people want to see that on Boxer. But I bring that up because as I was going to the office, because we have this awesome fancy table that we got that we were going to do a lot of stuff with, but then we all had to go home. That as I was sitting there and just setting up all the cameras and stuff, I asked Eric to bring me, or Eric Mona, basically just send us one of the beginner boxes, like one of the physical ones that we had, because we only had like only a few in the office. And he finally passed it over and he looked at me and he's like, God, your hair got long. So I'm now starting to rival Maryssa's hair length at some point. But one thing that we need to take care of, though, for anyone who's new to Band of Bravos, hi, welcome back, everybody. You might notice the hero tokens that above our names here for anybody who's new. These basically kind of help us out a little bit, and you guys can help give us some of these via channel points on Twitch. If you watch us live on Twitch every Friday at 2 p.m. PDT, that you are able to contribute your channel points every time you watch a Paizo stream. These gather up over time, and then you can hand them to us, because hero points in Pathfinder Second Edition allow the players to re-roll, any kind of like D20 results. So say, for example, we made a really bad roll, we can re-roll it in hopes of getting a higher one. And just to balance out you guys helping us out, Jason here, who just really wants us all dead, he also has his own version, which are called villain points. So I have my reference sheet here. Maryssa, you currently have 1 point. I, as Lorne, have 2. Keeley, as Roark Thunderbird, has 1. Mr. James Jacobs, you currently have 1. And Mr. Bulmahn is already capped out at 3. We don't go beyond 3. We're not banking any of them. So if someone accidentally spends some token or points or whatever, they get extra. We're not banking them. We just max is 3, and that's it. So, with all that in mind, Mr. Bulmahn, I don't know how you plan to kill us with 3 villain points today, but I hope you don't have anything nefarious planned.
Well, with 3 villain points, I can pretty much do whatever I want, but I'm also the GM, so I could already do kind of whatever I want.
Yeah, you just had 3 tokens of excuses.
Yeah, now I can blame it on chat. I'll be like, yeah, chat made me...
The chat wanted you dead.
I wasn't going to be evil, but then chat gave me more points, so I kind of had to make them feel like their points were going to a good use.
Yeah, make them feel special. Make them feel like they're trying to kill us.
Indeed. So when we last left our intrepid band of adventurers, the Band of Bravos have been on a long and twisting tale, leaving behind the surface world, heading deep below the surface of the earth to treat with a group of orcs that had taken over a mine on behalf of the good Goblin King Brightcrown. You ventured down into this place called the Forever Vault to attempt to score a deal with these orcs who had moved into this mine that you opened up so long ago in episodes 1 and 2 of this stream. And upon arriving, you finally, after many travails of getting down to Kobold Town where you could meet with the orc emissary, you spoke with Gargetha Clearsight, the orc emissary, and she treated with you, but made it clear that the orcs have long been disadvantaged down here in the Forever Vault, and this mine was the first thing that has gone the orcs' way in quite some time, and they were loath to give it up. But perhaps a compromise could be reached, but only if you could find some way to earn their trust. To that end, she mentioned another problem that the orcs have, that they cannot fish. Their people live on the northern shore of the Hungry Lake, but they cannot go out on it and fish. They have no boats, and the boggards will not sell to them. And worse still, the cloakers from the nearby caves hunt them mercilessly. Now, these problems do not apparently affect the drow who live on the other side of the Hungry Lake, but they do affect the orcs, preventing them from being able to fish. So that's a problem. And she said that if you could solve that problem, the orc council might be much more amenable to trusting you. They have been betrayed many times in the past and are loath to trust newcomers, especially sky breathers such as yourself. So you ventured down to the boggards. You ventured down to the stench bog, if you recall. And there you learned that the boggards have not been making very many boats, and the boats that they have been making have been snatched up by, once again, the drow, who have been outbidding everyone. If there were more boats, perhaps the orcs could afford to buy some of them because they wouldn't all be going for such a high price. But the boggards have been unable to make boats because, well, frankly, the raw materials have not been available. The boats can only be made out of a special type of mushwood, and that mushwood became unavailable when a mysterious plague began to affect them from deep within their mushroom forest to the south. This led you out into Bleak Bottom, where you met Varnast. Varnast is a kobold who is bent on getting revenge upon the boggards for slights that involve kidnapping and other odd occurrences. You investigated these only to find out that they may have some grain of truth. The boggards apparently are hiding some terrifying creature known as a Mabogo deep within their mushroom. And it is, in fact, that Mabogo that creates mushwood. Varnast, upon learning this, said, that seems really odd because he knows an alchemical process that could basically do the same thing. It was at this point that you came upon the solution. Instead of trying to defeat the Mabogo and making a deal with the boggards, you would escort Varnast back to Kobold Town and introduce him to the orcs. That has led you to where you are right now. You escaped the boggart area by going through a series of caves, avoiding them entirely, well, almost entirely, before leading back up to the surface on the far side of the stench bog, on the other side of the water. It was there that Varnast had you wait at a dock, and you picked up and got a ride with Malvina, a mysterious boat woman. Although she is not traveling on any boat, she is in fact traveling on the back of a gigantic turtle. This is called the Sobbing Fairy. The turtle's name is Mogari, and you traveled with Malvina and Mogari, making your way from the northern reach of the Stench Bog back toward Kobold Town. On this journey, you learn that Malvina does not expect payment for this journey. She instead just wanted to gossip and was fascinated to hear your tale. In fact, Malvina had also heard of other rumors as well, some of which might be of interest to you. Of particular note, that there is a stranger who is seeking out your group of sky breathers who have come from the surface, and that the orcs with their newfound riches have bought quite a bit of prestige in Kobold Town. And she closed off mentioning that there is a stir that has been happening in the depths down here, that things are not at ease. There has been unrest, ghostly vapors rising from ancient bones, as I believe how she described it, culminating in all sorts of troubles all throughout the Forever Vault, all of which coincide with your arrival.
Look, it's not our fault.
Grisville's fault.
And before we start, if you don't mind if I interrupt, I think we got some fantastic art in. Is that okay to show off, or?
Oh, sure.
So I think James brought it to our attention. I believe. Do you know the artist's name, Mr.
I
Jacobs?
wasn't aware that I would be put on the spot. I found it on the
That's what I'm
Reddit.
saying. Like, yeah.
It's on the Band of Bravos Reddit.
Let me see if I can grab that awesome piece of art that was supposed to be saved on the thing. And now I'm delaying the entire thing because I also became fully unprepared in the last 2 seconds as I scrounged for the image, and there it is. And boop, there we go.
Peyton checks the web.
I'm just gonna put
Way
up a
to
screen
turn
real
that
quick.
table.
Oh,
It's
look
like-
at us.
Yay!
Like, it is a fantastic. I think it's kind of like a watercolor or water-colored piece of artwork, whatever. It's fantastic, and thank you so much to the artists who did that. It looks absolutely amazing, and we were definitely touched when we all saw it. So thank you so much to that artist.
I think I found her
No-
Twitter.
Yeah,
Velasa.
not only is the art fantastic, it's by Velasa Fantastic.
There it is.
There you
Indeed.
go.
Yay!
Yeah, so thank you so much for that. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, fan art is always appreciated here on the Band of Bravos.
For the podcast version, it's a lot of drawing on paper.
if you're listening to this on a podcast, trust us, it looks great.
No, you're kind of doomed. No, it's nothing we can do for you. But yeah, I apologize to interrupt, but I wanted to showcase how awesome that was.
It had to come to the attention.
No, it's all good.
Indeed.
It's all good. All right,
I
so
particularly like
that's
how
where we left
Shensen
off.
has
The
a
party had just
drow.
defeated a rather nasty sea serpent, and in the last remaining bit of journey toward Kobold Town, you had this discussion with Malvina about further rumors and stories, and I think that's kind of where we left off.
Indeed.
Did we hear who was looking for us?
Well, so as we get started here, the turtle is pulling up to a dock. You've kind of come out. Remember, if you recall, you were kind of out in the middle of this hungry lake, and you couldn't kind of really see anything in the distance. But as this story has unfolded, and as Malvina told you about these stories and rumors, the twinkling lights of Kobold Town have slowly come into view. And the massive turtle Mogari has now pulled up to a dock, which has a kobold who is apparently waiting for a ride. And you've kind of arrived there, and Malvina is kind of doddering over all of you to make sure that you've gotten all of your things. Now, if you recall, Malvina is dressed head to toe in a long gray robe, and you can see nothing of her features except for the fact that there is trickles of water coming out from the bottom of her robe, and she occasionally can be heard sobbing. Now, dearies, I do certainly hope that you have enjoyed your ferry, and I do want to thank you again for helping with that vicious creature. I think I cannot let you go without giving you some small recompense for your troubles.
Lauren
Oh,
waits
thank you,
patiently
Malvina.
for the recompense for his troubles.
She goes to a this crate over here, and you see her open it up, and she appears to be rummaging around in it, and anyone who's right nearby, anybody who's right nearby can give me a perception check.
Lauren perceives his incoming loot with a 26.
Well, that's quite good.
I'm close. A 28.
So, Lauren and Ilana, you catch sight of this. Malvina looks like she's rummaging around in here, but in reality, what you can see her do is take off her glove. And underneath, her hand appears to be made of rock and stone. And there on the back of her hand is kind of looks like a gemstone of some sort. She just kind of breaks it off and then slides the glove back on and makes it look like she's pulling it out of the crate. But she then turns around and says, "Here, dearie, it's the least I can do." And she offers you up this rather stunning diamond.
Oh, so this is puberty for rocks. Got it. I take the die. I say that. I don't say that out loud.
Now, don't spend it all in one place.
Don't worry. I won't. Put it in my bag.
We thank you for the ride, Malvina. And I also give Mogari a pat before we disembark our fairy turtle.
The massive turtle kind of eyes you up as you disembark and just kind of nods and goes back to under the water. You can see that the great turtle is covered in moss and some barnacles from the deep that have crusted up over the sides. The moss kind of goes up over, giving her almost what look like eyebrows. And the great turtle looks at you, and you could swear she almost winks before her head sinks back beneath the surface of the water.
Yes.
You see, Ilana?
Achievement unlocked. Friend made.
So with that, the kobold gets on board, and you hear Malvina go, "Oh, welcome, dearie. Where can I take you?" And you hear, "Mac, mac, mac." And the great turtle begins its slow and deliberate journey back out onto the hungry lake, and within moments has faded from sight.
As the turtle is leaving, and I can understand if I like yell something that I know that Kobold's gonna hear it in mech, I kind of go, "Hey, mech, 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 mech," warning him of the impending dangers during his travels.
You hear the kobold go, "Mac?"
And it just goes away.
All right. Well, with that, you have now returned to Kobold Town.
Hooray!
Yay!
Oh, we're back.
Hey. Yes, indeed. You make your way off the dock, which, by the way, the dock is located kind of down here at the cliff face, and you have to kind of wind your way up this kind of switchback stair. But you soon find your way back up to the gates of Kobold Town, which are flung wide, and the town is open and engaging.
Well, where do we go to from here?
Well,
that's the question. Where do you go? What are you trying to accomplish?
We the orcs, Ilana. We have an asset here for the orcs.
So we take Mr. Vanna's care to the orcs, and then hopefully,
and see what we can do from there. Obviously, we're doing our best to try to help the orcs out who wanted boats, and this is us providing them that means.
All right, I'm not opposed to going to the orcs right away. What time of cave is it?
Well, funny you should mention it. You actually have been up for quite some time at this point. You got rest back beneath the kind of mushroom caves. You got some rest down there, if you recall. But then you kind of came up to the docks, had to wait several hours, and then you've been on this ferry most of the day. So at this point in time, you're all getting kind of exhausted. And even Varnast is like, well, that journey could have been worse.
Well,
maybe
go ahead.
I was just saying, can we just check back by the orc enclave and just leave a note saying we'll be here tomorrow? We'll be back. Make sure that they can see us tomorrow when the time is right.
Oh, so kind of go and ask for a audience.
An audience, yeah. Get a little appointment ahead of time.
Want me to write a note in Orcish?
Sure.
Yeah. Right. I write it going like we owe you mini boats. Bravos be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. PDT. Here you go. Or wanted to scratch out PDT and do cave. Here you go.
CT.
All right.
Yeah, CT, cave time.
So is one of you going up there to deliver this, or are you all going up there? What's the plan?
Last time we had to stand in line for a couple of hours before we can even deliver the message to see the audience. Maybe we can go find Mr. Snelk again and have our rooms. Everybody get a rest.
I can deliver the note.
Yeah,
and
Roark
the rest of you get us some rooms.
All right. So Roark makes his way up the mountain up towards where the all of the enclaves are of the various peoples of the cave. All of their representatives are up there, and you make your way up there, and you find that there is a line. It's not nearly as long as it was last time. There's only a few folks waiting. So it takes you no more than about 20 minutes to get up to the front. And the orcs are there, and they basically kind of ask you, what's your business with the orcish people?
We have been on a quest of sorts to help out the orcish people for the with the ambassador. I just wanted to deliver this note to say that we'll be returning here tomorrow with good news. So hopefully, someone, if not her, then someone that works for her could see us.
Ah, and he takes your note and says, very well, I shall inform Emissary Clearsight of your visit.
Yes. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah, he kind of nods, and you can go on your way. Meanwhile, the rest of the Bravos are making their way back to the Cracked Fang.
Like visiting an old friend.
Oh, this place again.
Yay! Wait.
So you make your way inside, and you kind of notice two things. First of all, it's pretty busy, pretty hopping. Yes, there is a kobold up on stage right now who is serenading the crowd.
Dare he?
Is it snarl or toot?
Yeah, it's not one of those chuckleheads, is it?
It is neither snarl nor toot.
Good.
Hackles are no longer rising.
It is, in fact, a kobold that you do not know. In fact, it looks vaguely like good old Snelk. But it's not. It may be a relative of Snelk.
Is it his half-brother, sister's former roommate up there, or what?
Well, you know how his like cousin was always coming by to help?
Uh-huh.
Is it his cousin?
It's his cousin.
Oh. Uh-oh. I see also.
Is he good?
No.
I think that's the most important question.
He's just up there like "Mack, mack, mack," and he's playing like some weird like 2-string instrument.
Hey, he's trying. I clap.
Yeah. Well, he's doing his best. It's just not very good.
You know, we were all amateurs once. I mean, he can't be as fifth level as us.
Speak for yourself.
So it's a team effort, Shensen. You can
He's
go
currently
solo
singing
when you
a
get to
song
level
about
10.
woodworking. Which sounds vaguely like instructions on how to build a table.
He's just
that he's
reading the
singing.
IKEA instructions for lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah. He's currently singing about,
Sven.
carefully balancing the legs of a table.
Does
So-
it sound good in Kobold?
No, it does not. So, yeah, that's what you come into, and you see Snelk is behind the bar here, tending drinks and whatnot. And then there is the one other thing that you see. At the bar is a human.
When was the last time we saw one of those?
Does Lauren count?
Well, I suppose Lauren probably counts.
I guess. I mean, I
Are
don't
you
know
sure?
anymore. I think I'm more of a Cthulhu creature with my tentacle beard.
So a dwarf.
Yes.
Well, yeah, right. So, the human that is sitting at the bar right at the moment, he suddenly turns as you walk in, and well, you all recognize him.
Uh-oh.
Is he from not Kobold Town?
Is he a Thruni?
Is he from King Bright Crown?
Is he the head of security for King Brightcrown?
It is Captain Halvren
Oh wow, we haven't heard that name in a while.
from Bright Crown's court. He turns to you and says, "Well, well, well."
I don't like that one bit.
Shensen, go talk to him. He looks upset that we didn't do this impossible task in like 2 days.
I'll go up to him and say, yes. Can I help you?
Can you help me? Can you help the king that you promised to help? It's been months.
No, it hasn't. I count on my hands.
It has been a long time.
Yeah, it has been months though.
It's
At
been like
most-
2 months.
It's at most it's been a month.
It's been like 2 months.
It's medieval times. This takes a while.
He's like,
It sounds like Lauren has got this covered. I'm gonna let him handle.
I'm not arguing with him. I'm arguing at Jason.
no, it has literally been like 2 months.
Okay, continue on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I expect you to actually be like, it hasn't been that long. He looks at all of you and says, Bright Crown sent me to check on your progress, or to find out whether or not you were dead. I'm glad to see that you're not, I suppose.
Well, that's just rude now, isn't it?
Well, you were sent down here to arrange a deal with the orcs. Have you accomplished this task, or have you just been hanging out? The barkeep here tells me that you've been putting on performances.
Yeah, it turns out performing for somebody that pays you what you're worth is really tempting for entertainers to go along with, rather than just being paid an unsweetened pumpkin mush.
Well, that
In
was
any
also
event,
rude.
yes, we have been working on securing a accord with the orcs. We've come across some more information that maybe King Brightcrown is not necessarily the sole owner of said mines, and that there could be some sort of a dual operation going on within there, but we have secured certain resources that will allow the orcs to be more self-sufficient, shall we say, and that will allow them to be less aggressive in controlling the mine, because at this point the mine is all they really have going for them.
He says, well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but King Brightcrown doesn't exactly have a lot of resources either, and especially now that it's turned to winter.
You can't burn pumpkins for fuel?
Well, considering that's the only food crop we have, and we've lost a fair amount of it to some strange blight, things do not go well in Brightcrown's kingdom.
Blight gets my attention. What? What blight? Can you tell me more about it?
He looks at you and shrugs. It's just a rot. It's taken hold in some of the pumpkins. The stores, we lost a few storehouses for the winter. It's unfortunate.
Who is it, ergot? That stuff's fun. I mean, you shouldn't eat it. It's bad for you.
He looks at you. He's like, no, it is a foul, rotting blight. The gourds turn to a blackened mush and erupt with maggots. It is a foul blight and has sickened more than its fair share of the people. Brightcrown is understandably concerned that he has not heard from you in months.
Well, you can head on back upstairs and let them know that we are proceeding apace, and on the morn, assuming it's going to be the morn, it's hard to keep track, we will be meeting with the orcs to hopefully secure an agreement with them. Now that we've solved their problem, we can look to solving King Brightcrown's problem.
I would like nothing better than to get out of these monster-infested warrens. And he kind of looks around and he sees the Durgar down the table who kind of give him a strange eye, and he's like, no offense. But I have no interest in remaining here any longer than I have to.
Well then, chop chop, time's a wasting. I kind of like encourage him to head back upstate to report to King Pumpkintop.
Brightcrown is very concerned. He is worried. The orcs have not given up any ground on the mines. Any attempts to contact them have been met with violence.
Well, what kind of attempts have you used?
We have sent messengers with armed guards.
Armed guards, you say?
Yes, I see.
So you've sent violence to. That's not going to cause this. You reap what you sow in that case. And if you try to plant something with a sword and a spear, you're going to get stabbed.
I trust that you have this more well in hand. Any attempt that we have made has been met with unfortunate ends.
Well,
Well, Mr. Halvrin, if you do have a long journey back up to the surface, and if you do attempt to contact them again, maybe food versus weapons. Everybody's in a much better mindset when they have a full stomach.
And at this point in time, by the way, Roark, you arrive.
Don't trick him into bringing pumpkins. That's not going to solve anything. Works like pumpkin pie
his
just
token's
as much
already
as the
there,
rest of us.
Yeah, there you
go. It might be better results versus weapons and spears and crossbows.
He says, I will let the king know, but his patience is running thin, as is his coffers. This winter will be the end of him if he cannot secure some sort of deal. He is counting on you.
As far as I'm concerned, the conversation is over and to wander off.
You're just like, yeah, I'm done.
Yep.
My druidy senses are tingling, and before he leaves, I am going to pull him to the side and give him a little bit of nature sense about taking care of pumpkins and how to hopefully save them from this blight if it's not an unnatural blight.
He describes what's going on, and I mean, don't get me wrong, pumpkins aren't exactly the best of crops to keep over the long winter.
Oh yes, I'm aware.
But they can be like chopped up and pickled just like any vegetable, right? I mean, you can have pickled pumpkin kept throughout the winter. But you listen to what he's describing, and something definitely sounds off about it. There's something about it that doesn't seem right. The pumpkin shouldn't be just up and rotting, especially just because it's turned cold, right? Unless they've been cut open or carved, they generally keep pretty well.
No.
When did the rotting start? Did it start roughly the time we took away the undead machine?
Yeah, Ilana.
Yes, Lord.
Once you're done, conversation time.
Uh-oh. Well, that's the best we can do for now, Mr. Halvrin. It is a long journey back to the surface. I do wish you luck. And I promptly walk away.
He looks at you with just shaking his head, and he drops a few coins on the bar, which Snelk is up there just right away, like, yes, that'll be it. And he clearly overcharged Halvrin by like double.
Well, he was being rude.
That Halvrin just paid several silver for that meal.
I'm trying to motion everyone for a quick team huddle on the table. So you're part of this adventure too.
Varnask is here, by the way. This is.
Yeah.
Well, hi, Varnask.
And, here, Varnask, go get you a drink. And I pass him the silver. It's like, go get you something to drink and eat, and we'll get to you in a moment.
He's like, done.
Okay. All right. Ilana, what have you heard from our dear friend? Any news? I assume you just retell me what just got spoken.
Everything's rotting upstairs. It sounds like it's not fully natural. Either they're very, very, very bad at taking care of plants, or something is rotting them for them.
So, remember the dead necromancy thing that we buried in the ground before we left?
Oh dear.
Grisfell kind of sticks. You just see the very faintest impression of his face at the front of the skull, and he's like, crap.
That's probably rotting the pumpkins.
Well, we could solve this problem very quickly, but do we really trust the captain of the guard to not do anything nefarious with the necromancy?
Don't let them know. They'll be fine. We just have a time limit now on how to resolve all this and get back and move that thing out of there.
Before it spreads from just pumpkins and farm crop and spreads out across the land.
Yes. So what I'd like you and Miss Shensen to do is to inform the dear captain there how to best negotiate with the orcs. And you can't blame the fellow for bringing armed guards. Everyone does that in case, they immediately try to kill the messenger or something. Just teach them how to appropriately negotiate with it, just as we did. and telling him where he could possibly buy one of those beetles or any alternative things. So next time they negotiate, it's not with arms. And yeah.
Do you really trust him to keep one of the beetle larvae alive all the way up to the surface?
You gotta have faith in somebody, Ilana. And if you
you
fail,
have to have faith in the guy that.
Go ahead. Look,
Mutter, grumble, mutter.
look, I'm pretty sure we all want an old bite crown to bite the dust or something. But Band of Bravos was assigned to do a job. And Roark, I don't know how much you agree, but it'll be very bad for our reputation if we just abandoned and damned an entire kingdom up top. Because I don't think we plan to stay down here, and I would like a reputation to be tip-top when we come back.
We don't plan to stay down here?
No, Shensen, I'd like to see the sky at some point, or the sea.
So I don't want anything bad to happen to Mr. Brightcrown. He just needs to learn to get along with others a little bit better. And I did recommend food.
It
Everything's
helps
much better with food.
specifically what they might like, from what we learned.
Um,
Because freaking turnips and pumpkins are probably going to just infuriate orcs.
Turnips? They should be
Eating.
so lucky for the variety. Non-off yellow food luxury.
But you understand my point, right, Miss Ilana?
Yeah, I'm going to recommend spices. They can bring him a pumpkin pie.
Then I'll
Grumble,
instruct
grumble, eating
you and
babies,
Miss
grumble,
Shensen
grumble,
here
grumble.
to inform the dear captain there, if you don't mind.
Is he still
Well,
here? Thought he
Halvard looks
wandered
like
off.
he's gathering up his stuff to leave. He doesn't look comfortable here at all.
Yeah, just give him a heads up. Make sure he doesn't run into anything dumb. Make sure he doesn't get killed.
Well, he made
And,
it down.
And that's true, but you know how we had trouble here, and I'd like for him to at least get back to the surface in one piece, to at least so he can inform the dear king that we're trying, and the results should be coming soon.
So Halvard comes over to the table and is like, well, I'm off. I've got to go meet that Swerf Neblin. She promised to bring me back to the surface.
Which one?
Oh,
That's the one that's been in contact with us, Ilnoshra.
say hi to her for us.
Oh.
She's a delight.
I can do that. She's waiting for me outside the town. She does not like it here.
Well, give her our hellos. Remember what we said about taking care of the pumpkins. You need to harvest as many of them as you possibly can. And then bring food if you really want to parley with the orcs.
What type of food?
Pumpkin
Pumpkins,
pies.
I hope.
Not pumpkin.
Pumpkins with spice.
Bring meat.
Whoa.
We have precious few livestock up in the kingdom. This is why we need the mine. He looks frustrated. I shall inform the king of your endeavors. Might you have an idea of when the deal might be struck?
1 cave month. Or 1 cave week. It's technically the same length since it's not quantified. One cave hour.
Roark, would you have an idea of estimation?
Now, these things take time, you know. We don't want to rush it. You know, when you want to be creating these deals with it, and as I'm talking, I'm leading him out. Put my arm around his shoulder, and I'm just leading him towards the door. So you got to understand, Captain, that it's you know, these things occur at the pace at which they occur at. And,
hang on.
Don't.
Roark,
Yes.
let me. No, okay. I am not trained in thievery. Go on.
Do you want me to steal something from him? Wouldn't even know you.
Oh, no, I am. What do you want?
I just
So
wanted.
He was being very rude to everybody underground.
He's being rude to people underground. Let's kill him.
I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to take his stuff.
I just want him to be nicer.
well, taking his stuff isn't going to make him nicer.
Or maybe
Making
check his
me
holy
feel
sentence.
bad
Like,
that I'm not you.
I'm not trained in it.
Rob,
I'm not-
now he's a nicer person. That's not how that works.
That's not how it works.
Just be the example you want to set.
Says the necromancer.
Yeah, says the necromancer. Thanks for making the point.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just lead him out. I'm just babbling and babbling. I'm just sort of confusing him as I never give him an actual answer.
Yeah, I figured that's the direction this was going. Can you give me a let's go with deception check?
Remember, take care of those pumpkins.
That's only a 20.
Yeah, it seems like he might have bought it. Or at least is so confused that he doesn't know that he just got, kind of verbally talked around.
Yeah.
He's like, very well, I shall inform the king of your progress.
Have a safe trip back.
Patience grows thin, and you would not. He looks.
Treat your plants better.
Wish to anger him.
Of course not. Of course not. Well, goodbye.
Yeah, he
Some about
he leaves. He makes his way out, and you see him walk down the street as he just kind of. As he leaves, you see him kind of look around and up and down the streets of Kobold Town, and he just shakes his head and makes his way back towards the gate.
I think we need to go deeper. He found us.
Well, no, we did promise to help, so we can at least help.
We promised to help, we didn't promise to succeed.
Once the orcs are helped and are in a comfortable place, then we can see about what deals could be made with the king. This could all work out for the best in the long run, eventually. But these things, that's why those books, those great big books that you read, full of adventure and fantasy. That's why they're always like 4 or 5 volumes long. Sometimes the author never even really finishes them. It just goes, and they just continue on and on. That's the sort of thing that we've basically signed ourselves up for in this.
Exactly.
In this case.
Tell me how you really feel, Keeley.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Varnas comes back with an armful of drinks.
Did it take that long to get the drinks?
Well, he had to get them all. He's got some for everybody.
Oh, thanks, Varnask.
Thank you, Varnask.
I brought drinks.
I eagerly take a drink from the possibly evil alchemist who has dabbled in diseases.
Roll fortitude. All right, we'll roll fortitude.
No, you're fine.
How many
You're fine.
diseases do I get?
I appreciate that you all picked up on the little bean, though. That's the disease bean. No, he's brought back mugs of mushroom ale.
Great.
And he's like, hey, I brought drinks.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Varnask.
Gulp.
All right. Well, patients need to be have all around from everybody, including King Brightcrown.
Who was that jerk?
Don't worry about it.
One of the Sky Breathers coming to check on us. I guess we have been down here quite a while. Oh, great. Now I'm calling us Sky Breathers, too.
How long do we have to be down here before we're cave suckers instead of sky breathers?
Cave suckers?
Yeah.
I don't think you can decide to become a cave sucker. I think you'll always be a sky breather.
Hey,
I have like these weird
offensive.
fever dream memories of licking a cave wall. I don't know if that got me any cave sucker points. But I just wanted to
Shensen.
put that out there. Hi, how's it going, Lorne?
And I'd greatly appreciate it if you could negotiate
you.
our rooms.
What do you mean to negotiate? We have a whole house out back.
We don't
Yeah,
have
but
that.
he
we
might have
got
rented it out
it.
to somebody else.
Yeah, we need
Well,
to get a place to sleep, and you're
we
one
should
of the
just head
best
on back there.
negotiators I've ever seen.
I lean around Varnask and go, Mr. Snelk. Hello again.
Ack. And he sees all of you, and he's like, ah! And he kind of comes toddling around the bar over to your table, and he's like, hello, friends. How are you? Welcome back.
He's acting cagey. I'm gonna kind of look him over and do a perception check to see if he's like trying to already avoid the topic that he's rented out our rooms and sold our stuff that we left behind.
Did we leave stuff behind?
I don't
think
remember.
so.
I usually leave stuff behind. I don't keep track of my things.
He does seem unsettled at your
Oh.
appearance.
How have you
Didn't
been?
expect us back alive, did you?
He's like,
I'll say kinda joking, but
I
not really.
thought you were gone. I didn't expect you to return. I've employed my cousin. He's the performer now. He's our house bard.
And he's doing that.
I've been never more impressed that someone could take 2 shoestrings on a shoe and play it as an instrument.
He is. In fact, it does look like he's playing. He has this like long mushwood plank with 2 like, gut strings on it that he's kind of tang.
Does the plank have a smiley face on it?
Yeah, he's currently just he's not even singing words right now. He's just
It's just la la la, just in one loop.
he's just
Hey, was
kind of
that a-
doing noises.
Was that an Ed and Eddie reference that you just
Yes,
made?
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Keeley. I'm glad that someone in this world
Jeepers.
got it.
He's like, so yeah, I've got him on an exclusive deal.
Well, you're certainly made out that way. Well,
It's a job
Mr.
that to be
Thunderbird,
performed on. It's
well,
marvelous
we didn't
that it's
expect you to
getting-
hold.
Well, I had a stage, so So what can I get you? Food, drinks?
Place to stay.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
So I mean, you
hope that's not gonna be a
left, so
problem.
I wasn't just gonna let it sit empty.
I mean, you must have another room available, right?
Well, no, but I could see if the guest is ready to depart.
Should I'll let you
He
take care of this.
Okay.
I sip on my drink.
Well, or we could just go. There's plenty of other places we've seen in. We don't have to stay here. We can actually go help other people out and bolster their. That other tavern where we run off their awful hoot and snarl or whatever they were. They're probably looking for someone to entertain their customers. We could just go there. That's no big deal.
He's like, the Black Beetle. You wouldn't.
Yeah, there you go. The Black Beetle. You've heard of it. They've got a reputation, but they could always have a better reputation.
That's outrageous.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
you've
got to understand. It's like like you said, you didn't expect us to come back. It's not, it's not your fault that we didn't, stay here the entire time. So,
Well, so I mean, the current guest is really only taking up 1 room, so you could probably share it with him.
who is it?
Well, I mean, he's
Is it your
he
cousin?
might be amenable to that if I cut him a discount, I guess.
Is it a vampire? Is it a Thruni? I don't
what?
stay in the same room as Thrunis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good. Keep it that way.
Well, he's a big troll, but I mean, he doesn't smell too bad.
All right, we'll go to the other tavern. It's go.
Wait, do you not have
His name
other
is
rooms?
Grumbin, but you could stay with him if you want.
I'm busy actually having like horrific flashbacks to other games you've run me in and have killed my characters with trolls. So yeah, it's all good. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Wait. What was the thing that we fought 2 sessions ago that we pushed down a hole?
Troll.
There's a
was
rock troll.
Yeah.
The same troll.
Oh, it would be great. I remember you. You put me in the hole.
Listen, Grumbin's fine. He's just he mostly sleeps all day. He's a laborer. He don't worry about it.
Oh, I'll worry.
I mean,
Wait.
I'm sure you stay there while he's out.
Do you not have any other rooms?
Well, I'm not really a tavern. It's more of an inn. I mean, you could sleep here while I'm closed.
Wait, you're not really an inn. It's more of a tavern.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. What are you trying to hide from us?
Well, I mean, this is a tavern. He looks around. And a
And?
restaurant, right? I mean,
What's a
the
restaurant?
guest house is just extra.
I don't think restaurants have been invented yet.
What do you mean? I serve food. What the hell are you talking about?
Lauren, how old are you?
He's like, I'm really confused. Listen.
Hold on. I got a Google search to make. You keep going.
This is also a fantasy world, Peyton. So
They're walking.
I don't think
walking rocks and a goblin king.
I'm
who's
so
only
curious now.
When were restaurants invented?
When would they called that?
They've been around a while, but
stayed in
Let's see.
underground jail.
Let's see.
so I mean,
this is
I
an
could,
accurate representation of gaming. It's like every once in a while something just disrupts everything, and it becomes very important to find out the etymology and linguistic history of a word, like restaurant.
yeah, I'm going to wager that the idea of going to a place and having a meal that you didn't cook is a very old concept.
No, the concept I agree with. Like, that's fine. I just making sure the word restaurant.
Oh, well.
That's what I'm curious about. When did restaurant become a thing?
Well, we're speaking modern English, Peyton, so...
Yeah, we're playing fancy. You're ruining my immersion.
I'm sorry.
It would technically be called a mech. And
I'm trying to derail this. It's just for like hee-hee-ha-has, but like still.
No, you're fine. It's Friday after a long work week. I'm surprised any of us are speaking.
Dude, it's Friday.
we need to do a whole campaign where we just go mech.
I would love
whole
that.
3 hours. All 3 hours.
If we ever do an episode on April Fools, it just has to be the mech episode.
So, Snelk is like, listen, if you want, I can talk to Grumbin and see if he wants to share. You could stay there with him, or when I close in a few hours, you could crash here on the tables. I'll offer you a discount.
Crash on the tables. That sounds very comfortable and glorious, and a great way to bolster our brand. Oh yeah, Band of Bravos. Those are the ones that can't afford somewhere to sleep, so they slept on some sort of stained table in some sort of tavern that can't even keep their best talent, and they have to go to a shoe-playing kobold for a replacement. No, thank you.
I've been in a circus and I've slept in worse places, but but honestly,
I'm more opposed to finding a nice pile of moss.
this town may not be as full as it was during the festival when we first got here. There's probably other places to stay. Snelk, I'm sorry, but as you said, you're not an inn. You're just a tavern with a back room, and your back room is full. We'll come here to eat and drink for sure, but to sleep, perhaps somewhere else.
Oh well, all right.
But if you need us to, whoa! There's a dog attacking me! Ah!
So, you can make your way from here and find a place to stay without too much trouble, truth be told. You are correct. The town is not nearly as busy, and you can find another place to stay, a place that is actually an inn.
Yay, luxury.
Without too much trouble.
That's not built over a slime pit.
No, it's not built over a slime pit. It's called, the Stone Eve, and it's a large stone, inn that has rooms for rent. You can get them for like 2 silver a night.
I'm immediately intrigued by a place called the Stone Eve, and a place that doesn't have evenings because there's no sun to set.
It's Eve spelt as in the eave of a roof.
Eve.
Oh. I'm delighted to have been educated by this quaint little establishment.
Because the place is built into, if you look at the there are a number of buildings and structures kind of in the base of the tower there, so it acts like an eave above you. And the place you are staying at is down there.
Oh, since it's built into the side of that mountain, I want to get a room that's facing that wall so I can try to find a secret door into the hidden dungeon.
Okay.
Aight.
So as it turns out, the rooms without a view that are just like cells in the wall in the side of the mountain are actually the cheap rooms.
Oh,
Wait. can we get one of those rooms? But every one of them has a window with a curtain. So we go like, let's see the view. You unfurl the word, but it's just a hole where the window should be. It's just stone.
In fact, they have like mushwood shutters that you open up, and there's like a crude painting.
One more derailment. That's exactly what it was like in New York. If you stayed on the lower floors of some of the hotels, you'd open it up, and it would just be like a brick wall 3 feet from you.
That's hilarious.
I have stayed in places like that in London and in Rome. So anyway, you can get rooms there. They're relatively cheap. If you want one of the rooms without a view that doesn't have any way out other than the door, those are only 1 silver a night.
I'll do that.
We're on a
All
budget.
right. Well, you're all able to go and get some rest without further incident. After getting some sleep, you're all back up to full. You all have all your spells back.
I missed my moss pile.
You missed your what?
My moss pile. The moss pile was very comfortable.
Well, I'm sure you could offer Snelk enough money that he'll give you the room permanently. You just have to give him a lot of money.
All right.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not into real estate in this campaign.
Oh, all right.
That's a downtime activity I don't feel like breaking out Excel for.
You say that now. All right.
Full night's sleep. Full health.
Yeah,
full
no problem.
Spells.
It is.
Yay.
It is now the next morning.
Quotation marks.
What was that?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. So I'm assuming you guys are going up to speak with Getha Clearsight?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you wake up in the morning and gather yourselves and get ready. And Varnask is as you're enjoying breakfast, which is like a delicious repast of, well, unsurprisingly, mushrooms and bugs and yeah, that's about it. There is some crude kind of bread that's clearly made with like ground fungus flour.
Ooh.
Varnask looks to all of you and he says, "Now, just to be clear here, I'm willing to help the orcs get the secrets on how to make mushwood, but it's going to be up to them. I'm not going to become their production factory."
No, yeah, that's my assumption. That's teaching them how to do this for themselves is much more convenient, and that frees you up to I don't know, not produce weirdo
To achieve
poisons
your revenge.
in some sort of remote cave or something.
Well, that's what comes next. Is I'm going to start doing research on how to take down that horrible, horrible creature.
Oh, and then you can get back to us when we're a lot more powerful, and we'll help.
Yeah, when we're 10th level, we'll come find you. That should take enough time.
He's
Maybe
like, well, I
12th
hope it doesn't take that long.
I mean, I don't know. It's all to the grace of this omnipotent being called the Bulmahn, so it's...
Oh, I don't trust that guy.
Me either. That's why we're here. I'm talking to you.
Fair.
You sound a lot like him, by the way.
Shut up. So he's like, so I'm willing to do that, but remember, you're going to help me with this problem when the time comes.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
We're surely going to still be around to help. For sure.
Lean over to Ilana. How long are we staying here until we have to go to the service?
He's like, I can hear you.
No, you can't.
I just kind of give a shrug.
Yeah, we'll help.
Good. All right. Well, fine. I should also probably go and talk to the kobolds and talk to them about what's been happening, because I don't think they know that the Bargers have been taking people.
Yeah, we got that. We'll just wait for you to do that. After
All
the
right.
orcs. We're trying to... Is this you delaying to do roll 20 things? Is that what we're doing? Just...
What was that?
What?
What?
Just keep going. I'm sorry. I'm giving
happening?
you. I'm giving you way too much of a hard time today.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Let me just start adding more hit points to the next thing you face.
Bring it on. I
Hey,
got
that punishes
fireball.
all of us.
Exactly.
Paizo get kicked
At
out of
least
campaign
tell us
'cause
which
he
one
keeps
is mad
being
at
smarty.
Lorne.
So you finish up breakfast and you're able to make your way up the hill to the Orc Enclave. When you arrive, they inform you that Gargetha has cleared an opening in her schedule for you and can see you right away. You are all escorted inside the Orc Enclave again and taken back to Clearsight's residence. There, of course, you are once again stripped of weapons and asked to be respectful. They apparently did not expect you to bring a grub or a feast this time around, because you have come bearing such good news.
Yeah, good.
No, you
We
must go
forgot
get
about all
another
that.
grub. Back to the bug pits.
Ah, crap.
I'm going to cry.
So, you are taken inside Gargetha's home and brought again to her kind of the central chamber. That's the large kind of round area. There's a fire in the middle, and you can see her there, and she is in the middle of stitching together a suit of hide armor for herself. She looks like she's adding a replacement panel to it. She's in the middle of kind of doing that work when you enter, and she gets up and she's, my friends, welcome back. I hope your journey to the Boggards has been fruitful. I have not heard any word from them yet, but I hope that you have brought me good news. Please, friends, be seated. And she looks to one of her children and gives him a nod, and he runs off to go fetch refreshment.
Well, hopefully we don't just bring good news. We also brought a friend as well.
She looks to the kobold and she says, I see that. I do not know this one. Who are you? And he introduces himself as Varnas, the alchemist. And she looks back to all of you and has a slightly puzzled look on her face. What has happened?
Well, Mr. Clearsight, it is a bit of a long story. I'll keep it short. We did go to the Stench Bog to treat with the Boggards. They were having a bit of a problem with their mushwood creation process, so we helped solve that for them. But in the process, we're not sure whether or not the drow are going to be able to buy them out from you. They're not guaranteed. They're in it for the money. You see, and if the drow can offer more money, they can offer money. But this young kobold here, this Varnask here, knows of a way that you can make your own mushwood. You won't have to buy it from the boggards at all. He'll teach you the way to chemically treat the mushroom planks so that they are watertight and good to go. Aha.
She looks
And a
at
lot
you and
better.
says, "This is good news indeed. Then the secrets of mushwood have been a closely guarded affair from the boggards since time immemorial. They have been the only ones who have known how to make it. You say that you have mastered this process?" And Varnas says, "I have a different process, but it will create mushwood of sufficient strength for your needs."
Emissary Clearsight, you don't want to know the actual process by which mushwood is created. Trust me, you're better off not being dependent on the boggards.
I kind of want to tell you anyway, though.
Well, if she wants to know, she can.
She looks at you and says, "Perhaps such things are better kept to
Giant
those
frog
who need
lick.
to know." What was that?
Giant frog lick.
She says, "That is odd."
It's like a giant Mabogo demon frog. They get to slurp their
since you already
planks, and then they ship them out, and they've got some sort of monster living in the top of their mushwood, and it's gotta go.
She looks at you kind of aghast. Is this true?
It is, but it is nothing that I expect anyone to be able to deal with at the
Yet.
moment. Yes, exactly. It was terrifying. I saw it with my own eyes.
She says, "We must proceed with caution. If mushwood is their only real source of income, they use it to trade for everything here in the caves. Should that come under threat, and if they are indeed backed by some horrible thing, they may see that as a threat."
That's why we're not running them out of business just yet. Want to get ourselves in a situation where we know whether or not it's a good idea to actually do that. Give them an alternative revenue stream, so to speak.
Well, this will certainly solve our boat problem. I accept this gift, and I shall inform the council of your role in achieving it. Varnask, you will assist us in this. I can have you brought to our people so that you may speak with those among us who have skill in the alchemical arts. There are not many. It is not something we focus upon, but there are some who dabble in it. And he says, "It is a complicated formula, but I believe I can teach it." And she nods. "Well, you have helped us, my friends, and as promised, I shall inform the council that you have done so, but boats alone will not solve our problem, and I'm afraid I must ask what movement you have made on the cloakers. Is there any sense of how we might solve that problem?"
Wow, this was just a stop on our way. We figured it would be it's on the way, so we figured it'd be good to stop by and let you know of our progress, and then as we head off to the cloakers.
"I must warn you, they are vicious and terrifying. They swoop down from the darkness and grab unsuspecting folk, many of whom vanish up into their cliffside homes, never to be seen again."
So are there caves like up in the ceiling?
Between us and the drow, there is but a sheer cliff that leads down to the surface of the lake. In that cliff, there's a great fall, the Endless Falls, whose waters fall from somewhere high above. It is in that cave wall that the cloakers make their home.
All right.
At least that's what we believe. We cannot reach those caves from our side. None of our tunneling leads in that direction, so we cannot find their homes or where they live. We only know that they can often be seen flying in that direction, so we believe that is where they nest.
And there's never been like communication with them. It's just you're out fishing and they swoop down and pluck up orcs and fly off with them.
They feed upon us. If we
like they're on the boat
too far from shore, they take us.
Well, that's
But how do
usually
you-
how things are. They get hungry.
Yes, but they do so with a malicious intent. They do not do so to the drow. The drow are seen fishing on the lake with impudence, but the cloakers do not harm them and do not attack them.
That is
For some reason, it is only us that they hunt.
That is.
Maybe we should go talk to the drow and see if they have some sort of secret alliance or something we could cash in on.
I agree.
Droughts.
I think our steps of this is to first find a cloaker. If you ever found any near the Bargage area, engage one of them to get some, get an idea about them, see if they are influenced in some way, and see if we can find any evidence there. If not, then we can investigate Drow's area to see why they're so safe. See if it's an ointment or some sort of magic that keeps them safe.
If you wish to get to the cloakers, you have but only a few options. You could travel to the orc settlement, but to be honest, you are not yet quite welcome there, and none of our caves lead up to where the cloakers nest. You could try traveling on the waters of the lake, but there you would be easy targets for the cloakers to attack you. I do not know if the drow have contact with the cloakers, but they do not attack them, so I assume there must be some sort of
agreement,
truce there, some sort of treaty. I do not know. The drow do not speak of it to us. We have very little contact with them. They are not friendly to our people.
Is there like rumors of like a cave, a back entrance to the cloaker caves, or is it only from the cliffside?
She says, "I do not know. There is none from our side of the lake."
But to the drow we should go.
Maybe we should just at the very least are there maps of the lake that we can purchase so that we can like start plotting out our explorations?
There are some that have a sense of the full measure of the lake. So there are maps, just to pop you back here, just to give you a sense of what is exactly going on here. Looking at this map here, so you've got Kobold Town, that's where you're at right now. The orcs dwell kind of up over here. The drow dwell somewhere over this way. Between them, up here at top is this cliff where there is a giant waterfall. That's where the cloakers are. They're kind of between the orcs and the drow. Are there caves that go from various places? Yes. You're not entirely sure where all of them are, but you can find out more if you do some investigation.
My new meta goal.
There are people
goal
who know where most of the caves are.
My new meta goal is to find out if we got that Band of Bravos logo on a layer, so that if we go up there and you have to draw out caves there. And
I got news for you. That map was one of the first things I drew for this campaign. So
no, I just want
I got
caves,
a lot.
I want the caves to look exactly like the Band of Bravos logo.
Yeah, their cave is the shape of the Band of Bravos logo.
Ah,
We're currently in one of the V's.
Yeah.
Well, we do know someone. We do know a drow who, at least here in the drow enclave here in Kobold.
Oh, that's
Maybe
right.
We can speak with her, and she can help us speak with know more about what's going on with the other drow.
I
Or
want
what
to
they're-
make
what
sure
they got
Ivona's
going on for
okay
Christmas.
anyway.
Yeah.
Gargetha
Who's
says
over
if
to
you
the,
have contact with some of the drow outcasts here, they may be able to tell you more, but the drow do not speak much to us.
All right, let's go do that.
Well, that is
gotta-
all right. We'll go speak
yeah.
to the drow for you. And hopefully we can come back with some results that'll make everybody happy.
She says, you have already done a great deal for my people. I appreciate your help.
It's our pleasure. Emissary Clearside, I also want to warn you that we have been. The captain of King Brightcrown's guard came to see us today, and the king is all, the reason why we are down here, and wants to know what our progress was. So he's been, and whether or not they've been sending emissaries to you up on the surface to talk. Perhaps if they act nice, maybe your people up there could also see to speaking with him a tiny bit, so there's not so much warfare.
We have remained within the mine complex itself, posting only guards at the entrance. There have been more than one attempts by those on the surface to enter our mine. We have informed them clearly that they are not welcome, but they have not behaved themselves.
We warned them. We're trying to warn them. We told them to bring an offering next time they come if they want to talk. But also, we're supposed to be taking care of that. So hopefully they're minding their own business at this point.
Hopefully patience can be had on all sides and we can reach something together.
Perhaps the situation upon the surface has turned strange. My people report that it has grown very cold. Unusually so. Many of them have never seen the surface, and this change is frightening. It also, there is some sort of sickness or malnourishment in the folk that they have encountered. It brings us pause.
How many months has it been? Is it winter up there?
Well, it was fall
look
when you
over
came
at-
down here.
Yeah. I look over at Lorne and Roark and Shensen. Is it winter up there?
No,
Wait,
it's
no.
not.
I'm not even sure the sun's still up there. It's kind of depressing.
It's probably winter. Don't worry. That's when it
I
gets
miss the
super
sun.
cold on the surface, especially in this area, that means it's winter, and winter basically means that. And then I explain all the Hebrew blah blah with the Galarian of the thingabadab, and then it's and then snow comes down.
You
and that's
explain
like
surface
frozen
weather,
water.
and Gargetha looks at you and says, yes, this is why we remain in the caves. I would not wish to deal with such bizarre circumstances.
Imagine the people who have to live in that day by day.
I'd
And
rather
what they have to deal with and train in it.
I just huff a little bit.
So you're all able to you after having your chat with Gargetha and she makes it clear that the cloakers are your next challenge. You're gonna go try and find Ivona. Is that your next step?
Yes.
All right. So you're making your way through the city, and as you do so, Grisfell pops out of the skull and he's like, boy,
Yeah, you got
that's some news from
explaining.
the surface.
Yep. I assume the thing that we helped you out with it seemed inert where we put it away. We didn't think it would unleash its power and start corrupting the entire surface. And I don't know what from your stuff that you researched to deal with the giant necro battery that's up there.
He's like, listen, I think the cage should contain it. It
It's
definitely
already
should.
rotting things.
What?
Things are already dying. Wait. This is completely not Ilana. So if it's for necromancy and it's already killing things, are the plants going to come back as zombie plants?
It's not
That'd be
plants
rad.
versus zombies. It's plants are zombies.
Can I raise
twist.
undead a leshy?
You're not sure.
There's a lot of technical. Dear creative director Pathfinder, can I raise dead a leshy?
I don't know if you can, but sure.
It's allowed.
You can have a damn pure leshy. I mean, if it's a ghoul, then it's technically probably called a fleshy instead of a leshy.
Oh, come on now.
So, well,
Do not Google fleshy, by the way.
no, don't do that.
Don't do
No, please stop.
Grisfell is looking at all of you. He's like, so listen, the cage was designed to kind of harness the energy of the core and store it so that I could use it.
And I assume the thing we put it in is failing.
Well, I
Mr. Grisfell,
It
is
wasn't-
there any way to make the core stop in any of your notebooks?
I didn't really get a chance to study it before it kind of killed everybody.
Ooh. We should go get it and climb back up into the mother cat and throw it at the Magobo and let it eat it.
And then we
Grisfeld's
have
like,
a potential
I don't know about
zombie
that.
frog.
That'll
Anyway.
solve two problems, I'm sure.
And also turn that monster into a necrotic death machine.
What are the chances of that?
A lot.
Yeah, so I think, it was designed to store the energy, but I'm a little worried its storage capacity isn't infinite.
All right. So it looks like we got a time limit to figure all this crap out. And I mean, look, Shensen, you got your dreams come true. You didn't like Road Bright Crown.
You don't
at
know my
all,
dreams.
And so, I mean, you've obviously made them clear you didn't care about the kingdom. They're getting their comeuppance in your eyes.
Yes,
It's
but
not
will
that I don't care about the kingdom. I just don't know that King Brightground's necessarily the nicest guy.
I was getting his comeuppance then. Is this what you wanted?
I'm not sure what I want. That's part of my charm.
Well,
So
it seems.
I mean, I might wake up tomorrow and decide, ooh, I really do want some unsweetened pumpkin. It's not likely, but it's possible.
I feel that we need to help.
That's what's
save
exciting. The
those people
tomorrow
up
could
there.
be any tomorrow. There's all sorts of tomorrows that can happen, and you never know what's going to happen until it happens. And then once it happens, you know that you want something else to happen, or maybe you like what happened, in which case you stay where you are at and you enjoy
I
it.
shocking
until
grab
it's
Shensen.
Grisfell is like, are you okay? And he just vanishes.
Do you know how root systems work? Do you know how far spreading they are and how they can spread rot to another root system if they're touching?
Who are you talking to?
The Gristle's gone.
Zorn, Shensen, Grisfeld is gone, but
No, but I think we have to make a vote here as a group. Do we want to
It
finish this objective here or rush up there and grab a death battery and try to figure that out before it kills anybody?
that's we do need to figure out peace amongst the orcs and the cloakers, because I think the cloakers might just be hungry. Animals are hungry, and they're probably something eating the orcs, but we have to figure that out. But also, we need to go stop that before the rot and the undead spreads to everything.
So, as you're discussing this, you're kind of making your way through the town, making your way back to where you think the drow are. And you're making your way in that direction, and you run into a kind of curious sight. There on the side of the street are a bunch of kobolds holding chains, and they are like, and they are trying to wrestle, control a large creature made of stone.
Is it the Seer Stomper?
It does look like the creature you saw from the stairs. And it is opening its mouth and grumbling something. I'm assuming none of you still none of you speak Terran.
No, you don't let us level up, so it's hard to get new languages.
You just got 5th level.
But we wasted it.
I picked Undercommon because I wanted to talk to everybody.
I technically didn't
I should have picked Terran.
Yeah, I didn't put down a new language, so I could put Terran.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can be that guy.
We've already made a hot mess out of this session anyway.
Can I have a convenient language for the plot?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, Lauren. It's up to you. And if you want to say that Terran is the language you are trying to pick up, then that's fine. But you need to make that decision right now, and you can't change it later.
Yeah,
on the spot.
Terran, whatever Roark speaks.
Well, I watch closely to see that earth elemental turn into a water elemental.
Now it's speaking Aquan.
I'll write it down.
So you, after your previous encounter with these things, you've started to try and pick up that language, looking through your old books, and you're not 100% fluid in it yet because you just picked it up 30 seconds ago.
I got off my app, just listen to it on the ride.
DeLorean Translate.
Uh-huh.
But so you've only picked up basics, like things like, common Terran words like earth and stone and things like that. They have plenty of words for that. But you've also picked up numbers and stuff like that in your learning. And this thing says, I'm 11th Earth must find Watcher.
Would you like to?
Watcher must be
think
told.
It's like the 11th guardian of how many?
Earth 11.
In Broken Terran, I'm like, how many out of 11 are you? In some way.
When you speak Terran at him, he snaps up and looks at you and says, something 11th guardian. Guardian of the stair, you think, maybe?
Floor?
Yeah, your Terran is very broken, and these kobolds are trying to control this, and it's clear that there's some foreman or member of some sort of kobold boss is like mac, and shouting at the other kobolds to get this thing under control. And in a kind of fit, it just rips and snaps chains on both sides. And as it does so, it slams its foot into the ground, and the entire area around you shakes. Buildings start to rumble. And at that, I'm going to take a little break.
No,
and
we're all going to
go
die.
ahead and give the cast a chance to get themselves another beverage and get ready for the second half of the show. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in just about 5-10 minutes or so, and we'll pick up with the second half of this episode of Band of Bravos. See you in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. When we last, right before we went on break, the Band of Bravos were making their way to go speak with the drow, especially Ivona, the drow that they rescued the last time they were here in Kobold Town, hoping to get a sense of the drow and the nature of their relationship with the cloakers. However, on the way there, you encountered some kobolds who had one of these mysterious stone guardians in chains. They're desperately trying to keep the thing in check. And as you approached, Lorne remembered that he was suddenly trying to learn Terran.
I can speak rock.
Yeah, that. And was able to kind of understand the creature. And it mentioned that it is the 11th guardian. The last time you saw one of these things, it said it was the 7th.
I forgot about that.
So you saw this stone guardian wrestling with these kobolds. That would be this guardian right here, and these kobolds have chains attached to it. and quite suddenly, in a fit of rage, it rips the chains, snapping them, stomps its feet into the ground, which causes the entire area to shake and buildings to crack. The earth, the ground itself, shimmers and shakes. And we're going to start by having everyone roll me a reflex save to see if you keep your feet.
Reflex. Lon got a 28.
30.
As this is
Out of 20.
As this is happening, I'm pointing at the kobolds going, forbidden! Forbidden!
All right, so it looks like Shensen has a 20. Roark, you have a 15?
15. I know. I rolled terrible.
That is bad. All right, so let's see here. With that, Shensen and Roark are both knocked off of their feet. You are both knocked prone by this.
No, the indignity.
I'm already low to the ground.
Ha! I get it.
So, Roark and Shensen, you both take 9 points of damage.
Oh.
The rest of you take 4.
Oof.
And this happens because the earth just suddenly starts shaking up and down, and you're kind of thrown about, and debris is thrown all over the place. Rocks go flying up out of the earth. This thing really messes up this area right around here. The entire area becomes kind of a disaster. It's not quite difficult terrain, but it's close. It's broken stone and rock everywhere. The kobolds are thrown to the ground, and with that, I'm afraid I'm going to need initiative.
All right.
Initiative go.
26.
Lon got a 20.
Indeed.
Oh. What's going on?
What the rest of you guys get?
A 17.
All right, so I have everyone in order here. Let me go ahead and sort it.
Roark got a 23.
All right, so the initiative starts off with Ilana. You get to act first. This thing looks, well, suffice to say, rather furious over its imprisonment, and it's now whipping chains around and throwing fists at anything that comes near it.
So far these things have been relatively peaceful and walking around to us, and I don't want to attack something that might have been a prisoner. And I'm going to look at the kobolds and ask an undercommon, what did you do? What's going on?
The kobolds who have been thrown to the ground, the foreman of them, and you speak undercommon now?
Yes.
Handy.
I picked it up.
The foreman of them goes, we just wanted to study it. These things have been showing up and stomping through town.
It's a being, so you're just going to chain it up and take it?
He goes, yeah?
Has it hurt anybody before?
Not till now. All right, what are you doing with your actions here?
Oh, I don't want to attack anybody, but these kobolds just tried to they tried to kidnap something. Oh, I don't want to attack. Oh.
Well, you don't have to.
No, you have every ability to say nah.
I'm going to delay my actions then.
All right. So yeah, okay, you can delay.
Actually, I'm going to go stand in front of the rock being.
Okay, you go right up in front of it. That's not really going to be delaying. If you start spending your actions, you're spending your actions.
Oh, no, never mind then. Yeah, delay.
Okay. Roark.
Okay. I will get up, dust myself off.
All right.
Indignantly. I should have made that reflex save. That was very poor. I will then look to Ilana and Lauren and be like, okay, this is some kind of mystical thing. Maybe there's a way we can shut it off or something. And with that, I will draw a sword and actually, no, I won't. I'm actually going to move in front of it and raise my buckler.
Okay. Stand up, draw your sword.
No, stand up, move, buckler. So no
okay,
sword out.
Gotcha. All right. All right, it goes. With a kind of a terrifying grumbling roar. This thing just throws a chain-wrapped fist right at you. Actually, you know what? It's not going to throw it right at you, Roark. You haven't done anything to it yet. It's going to throw it at a kobold because it can reach them with its chains. Do that. So, oh no,
that'll do it, Jim.
So, it lashes out with a chain and just slices a kobold in half. The chains just whip out. The chain that was just ripped from that kobold's hand, it slashes out at them and literally just slices that kobold right in half. It will then take a second strike at another kobold nearby. Oh.
Got a crit?
That'll be a critical hit for 32 points of damage. That's another kobold that gets smeared. And with its third action, it's going to go ahead and throw that at the foreman. And that is going to miss. So it's just whipping these chains out at people. And 2 kobolds get pasted almost immediately. Lorne.
Well, technically, the kobolds instigated it, which is forbidden. So,
forbidden.
Where's the crowd of people pointing at the kobold saying forbidden?
You're not seeing. I mean, you don't know that capturing stone creatures is actually forbidden. I mean,
you know, it's like the Sky Brothers are weird enough, but as soon as a rock person, it's not. Yeah. So, rock bro did not do anything wrong until now, and needs to stop murdering kobolds. So we're gonna try to like contain him real quick. So clapping hands together. Got a heightened spell that animate dead to summon a zombie brute behind it. That's a level 2 zombie creature.
All right, so you go ahead and summon up a zombie brute.
Yep, it just comes on, or actually, look at the skull like, Grisfeld, I need your help to save the Kobold Town. Go! And now he's a zombie brute.
Grisbell appears inside the body of this gigantic, hulking zombie brute that kind of crawls up out of the ground. And in Grisbell's voice, he goes, Grisbell, smash!
No, not smash, not smash, not smash. Apprehend. So now that all my things are done, I'm now asking Grisfell to apprehend this beast with its massive zombie strength. So I think, because it's a zombie, it's permanently slowed, right? So instead of 2 actions, it only has 1 on its go.
Yeah, you know, to be honest, the rules are a little unclear here. Normally they get 2. Summoned creatures automatically only get 2, but they're technically slowed 1, which would mean, I guess, it only gets 1 action, but the rules are not exactly clear here. I need to check with the team for a clarification on that. But you know what?
Sorry. We'll just say it's 2 for now.
Yeah, you have and the one thing that makes me go, I'm not actually sure how that works.
Okay. Free errata time. Free errata.
Yeah, so enjoy. Here's how this is going to work. I can't imagine that it would be worth having if it only took 1 action, so it still gets 2.
Okay, so we're going to have... So he doesn't really need to do all that much anyway. He's going to spend his action to basically, you know, try to grapple this thing, try to apprehend him. I forget what specific action it is. I think it's grapple.
It's going to be an athletics check.
Yeah.
So it's going to be let's go ahead and make that. Here it is.
Yeah, it has a plus
22.
9. Yeah.
So he reaches out and tries to grab hold of the Stone Guardian, but a 22 does not manage to do so. He can attempt it again.
Yeah, but
this
minus
is going to be
5,
an athletics check at a -5 though. So
yeah, try. We'll try it again. See if he luckily gets a 20. He only gets a 21, so it's
not enough. So he's trying to grab a hold of this guardian who is just shrugging him off. But he is significantly larger, so it is giving him an edge, but it's not quite doing it.
Yeah, so those are all of my actions and my zombie brute's actions.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to apprehend him.
That was Lorne. Shensen.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna look around and see if anybody saw me fall over, and hopefully nobody noticed. And then I have the advantage of being able to cast defensive spells that don't make me targets necessarily and don't commit me to actions against possible friends or enemies. I'm gonna cast Mirror Image. I'm done.
Very good. All right, so you stand up and cast Mirror Image. Ilana, we have gotten all the way back to you. It is now the top of the order. The Stone Guardian looks still quite angry.
Oh dear. Oh, there's nothing really I can do at the moment that isn't an attack, and I can't. It's a stone creature. It's not a wild creature, so I can't even try to calm it down, can I?
No, it's not a natural creature. It's made of earth and rock.
All right. Then I'm just going to move over here, and I'm going to call it good.
All right. So you're just gonna move?
Yep.
Okay. Roark.
Alrighty then. I guess I will. I'm just gonna try to. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna test out its stony hide. I guess I'll be the first to fully attack it. I'll draw my sword. No one's telling me otherwise at this point. I don't know.
I was yelling, apprehend it.
This is true.
That's not gonna work for me. I'm working. Technically, honestly.
Try tripping it up or something. Find some chains or rope and trip it up or get the kobolds out of here.
It was just tied up. You don't want to tie it up again. We need to calm it down.
Grab its chains and net it to the ground. It's killing kobolds, Ilana. I'm trying to save lives.
It's defending itself.
Yeah, I'm trying to save lives, okay? Trying to calm it down. We have to assess the situation and help it out.
All right, thanks for that. You too.
You're welcome. We gave you a heads up, so you can make your own decisions now. You're a strong, independent bird.
Well, what are you going to do?
All right. I will go ahead and draw my sword, and I'm gonna straight up provoke it by giving it a slice.
All right.
It's flat-footed since we're flanking it. I hope. We don't know. Does a 32 hit?
A 32 hits it soundly. It is not quite a crit, but that is a very solid hit.
But does 5 piercing damage do anything against its stony hide?
It does. As a matter of fact, it carves off some earth and stone. The creature kind of roars in. I don't know. You don't know if it's pain or not, but it certainly looks like that hurt it.
Terrific. Then I will raise my buckler.
Okay. So you drew, attacked, and raise your buckler. The Stone Guardian goes. He is going to bring a fist down upon you, Roark. You have hit it.
I know.
I'm going to wager an armor class of 31 manages to get you.
That's a hit.
Good lord.
Roark, why'd you have to hit it?
Take 16 points of damage as its fist slams into you.
Oof.
It then is going to take its second attack to slam out with chains at the Kobold Foreman.
No, he's dead.
No, that knocked him down. He's unconscious, but he's not pasted like the other ones were.
Poor kobolds. Poor little mix.
The other kobold, by the way, has run. He's fleeing. The foreman was trying to get things under control, but is now unconscious. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. He's down, and with its third action, it's gonna swing another fist at you, Roark. But a 14 is not gonna do it. All right. The enraged...
One moment, please. That is a critical fail against my buckler AC.
Oh,
so
you
go ahead.
Damn you in your 5th level.
Strike back.
Darn you picking the class we made.
So, a 28 is going to hit it. It will take another 6 points of damage as you slice off more rock and stone that crumbles to the ground. All right. That was the Stone... that was the Stone Guardian's turn. Yes, correct. Lorne.
Cool.
Talk to him. Try to calm him down.
I didn't take anything that was like anything. Okay, so I don't want to hurt him. I mean, he did murder Kobold, so it's kind of like, oh no, at this point. Why you got to do this, Jason?
Because I'm a monster.
You are a monster. That's kind of the problem that we're having here.
It's what I do.
Yeah, and I didn't prepare Ray of Enfeeblement today.
Aww.
So, or else that would have been more of a debuffy spell to try to help out with things. So, we're going to do go ahead.
Make a brief suggestion.
I would love one.
I don't know if this thing is identified by Arcana or occultism, but like,
yeah, do kind of a
take
check
an
on
action
it.
to try to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And maybe we can figure out some way to shut it down.
That is an excellent suggestion. Thank you, Mr. Keeley. I will like to perform a kind of seek knowledge, I think it is, action.
Yeah, you can do a seek. Yeah. That's going to be an Arcana check. Remember, if you don't spend one action to concentrate on the zombie, it will disappear.
Oh, yeah, I'm still concentrating on that.
All right.
Every time I'm doing that. Right. So it's one action to do this, and whoop, Arcana check. That is a 26.
All right. Well, you take a good look at this thing, and you're trying to piece together what it might actually be. Looking at it, you're pretty sure that it's not like constructed, like it's not a construct, because it doesn't have any of the hallmark signs of that. So you think this is some weird form of earth elemental, some specialized earth elemental that has been brought here. That means it's probably been summoned by powerful magic, because it's actually here and there's no one hanging out concentrating on it like with your spells. So whatever has brought this elemental creature here is a very powerful source of magic. You don't think that there's any way for you to just turn it off because it's actually here. As opposed to just being like summoned. As far as what that skill roll gets you, the one thing that is known about many elemental creatures is that if it's not touching solid ground, it is weakened. And while it is touching solid ground, if you hit it, it can sink down into the ground to reduce damage and go into hiding, and then pop back up and attack you again.
Cool. Okay. Then for my final action, because it's one to sustain, one to do the check. For my final, I'd like to try to diplomacy at it. To try to convince it to like, yo, stop. Like, you're safe now. The kobolds are gone. You killed them all. So you're good. And we're not trying to, kill you or whatever. In my broken Terran language. How would you like me to do that?
So you are trying to talk this thing out of murdering all of you. Diplomacy is typically not something that works in the middle of a fight, but I'll let you try a roll. You might be able to change its targets, but
yeah, I'll see if there's like an action I would take, which is like, please quit.
You could try diplomacy. You could also try intimidate, although that's not likely to work. Neither one of these are likely to just get it to stop fighting, but
I'm trying to be a peaceful necromancer, so diplomacy, whoop, I just got a straight 20, which is probably not enough.
Yeah, so you try and explain to this thing in Terran that you are not in danger and it can go about its business, but it still looks pretty enraged, so it looks like it's going to continue fighting.
Yeah, so for the for the brute's turns, one action is going to be, with the arcane knowledge you have bestowed upon me, Mr. Bulmahn, is that and also Maryssa, to help you out, because this is not your turn, I don't think you can help me just yet.
Okay, I couldn't debate it at all.
Yeah, I apologize. I know you're trying to turn in there. My bad. First action, try to grab the boy and lift him up, like kind of like a getting under his arm, kind of like a suplex, or grabbing him, try to lift him up in a way to restrain him.
It's a grapple.
Yeah, grapple.
Yeah.
So roll, and he gets a 20. Can I spend my hero point for him?
Not enough.
Can I spend my hero point for him since he's my summoned creature?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I like to spend one. Let's see how much he fails.
Yeah. So you spend a hero point and re-roll that athletics check.
It's a 22. Okay.
Hey, look, that was one more.
Hey, just one more. Hey, it's an improvement. And the
That
second
is-
action will still be the same thing.
That's still a failure. Yeah.
Yeah, so just roll
But,
again
I mean,
for another
no, it
athletics.
was
See if
one
he
better.
luckily gets a 20. Yeah.
You want him to try
Yeah,
one more
another
time?
roll. Yeah, another
All right,
roll.
here
with
it
the
is,
minus
minus
5.
5.
And nothing. Okay.
No, that was terrible.
Oh, it got a 3 on the die. All right, my turn
Yeah.
is done. I'm sorry for taking so much time.
No, you're fine. The zombie is trying to grapple this thing. The elemental just keeps shrugging it off, but is starting to look irritated by it. Shensen, what are you doing?
Time to start dancing and prancing around with a lingering composition.
All right.
Let's see my perform check to. It's a 28.
A 28 is a critical success.
Hooray! So that gives us 4 rounds of bard bonus. And I'm prepared to be obnoxiously repetitive and reminding folks. Roark, how smashed up are you as far as hit points go?
I still have more than half my hit points.
All right, I'm gonna throw a first. I'll throw you a first level soothe.
Also, Keeley, just a
You'll-
little bit closer to the mic. I think you're away
You'll,
from
you'll
it.
get
Sorry,
us
I was looking away.
7
Yeah,
hit
you're
points
good.
back.
I'll take them. Thank you.
And if that wasn't enough, you should oversell your wounds to me next time.
All
Got
right.
him.
Well, you reach out with some soothing magic and heal some of Rourke's wounds. That is the end of the round. Some of the people nearby, there's a hobgoblin over here selling flowers. He's kind of backing away now. This kobold that's still up is now hiding along the side of the building there, kind of looking to see what happens. This street has cleared out pretty quick as creatures are trying to get away. The buildings right around here, their walls are starting to kind of crumble from the damage caused by this battle. And we are back to the top of the order. Ilana.
All right, I'm going to throw a heightened 2-action heal Rourke's way.
I find it appropriate that sirens are in your background with this fight going on.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
Ooh, that's more
22.
than enough. Thank you.
22 healing will undoubtedly put Rourke back up to full. You still have
That is-
1 action remaining.
That is how stressed I'm feeling right now because this poor thing just got kidnapped and it's scared and it's angry and I don't have any spells to help calm it down. And can I use it to like placating a terrified animal? Get really small, put your hands out, show that you mean no harm. Diplomacy to this poor thing.
You can try and make it clear that you are not a threat. You're not sure if that'll stop it from attacking, but
Maybe make it feel just a little bit better. 23. Do I
yeah, I mean, you
point?
kind of are like, no, stop, and it's not looking at you as a threat.
You can try tangle footing it so it won't do things.
Yeah, but that might take it as that actually might put mush
Yeah,
between it and the ground.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
got
get
between now and your
yeah.
next turn to think about it, because
Yeah.
it's
I get
now
super
Rourke's
away
turn.
from it first.
Yeah. Do we want to take this thing anywhere? Because I can dance it out of the alley, or
Yeah, I
I
think we
almost
got
wonder
it.
if everybody just backs up and gives it space to realize that it is safe and fine.
Dance it over to this surely rickety sewer grate, and it'll crash through into the water below.
We
and
can't
just
it'll-
do
solve
what we did with the
everything.
That's
Can't
a good
solve
idea.
everything by
I'll-
flushing it down.
The Band of Bravo strategy. Just throw things down holes and just keep them down there.
I will. That's probably not gonna be good enough. I'm gonna spend my last hero point on this. Why not?
Yeah, that is not a good performance
I'm-
check.
I'm feeling real bold and sassy.
Well, you got to roll better than a 3, right?
Oh
Nope.
yeah, no.
No.
How about not?
Have to.
How about a 2? How dare you? How dare you?
The
You know, the
curse.
moment I said it, I knew it was like, oh, it's going to be worse.
It's like when I call critical ones or just
Yeah.
Um,
So you attempt to dance with this thing, and it does not work.
It's oops.
Oh, you're dancing
Dogs
and
are-
making the dog bark.
dogs are barking in the market.
A
that a
nearby
critical
dog
failure
is
by any
terrified
chance?
if you're dancing.
Is that a critical failure by any chance?
Against
Against its will DC.
yes, that is a wait. No, it's not a critical failure.
Okay, good. I don't fall on my face like an idiot. So instead, I will just continue my stabbings. All right. A 22 against its flat-footed flanking miss, if it can be flanked.
That is a hit.
All right. So that's 5 piercing, and then raising up that buckler once again.
All right, you slash out at it with your short sword, carve off another piece of earth that falls to the ground, but this thing looks like it has not been hurt that badly at this point, and it now goes. The first thing it's going to do is throw a fist at you, Roark. Here it comes. 34 to hit.
Of course you crit on me. And that's still a crit.
Oh, that's right.
That is just a crit. Thank you for healing me, everybody. That would have killed me.
Well, it's good that you've been healed because you just took 48 points of damage.
Oh, does anyone know how to do math?
I do.
I'm a bard. I talk people into doing it for me.
All right.
I got you. So you're at full, right? Yeah. You have 19.
Oh no!
So
Thanks, chat, for those two hero points.
He slams that fist into you, feeling a tremendous wound. That fist just hits you right in the middle of the chest. He then turns around and throws a fist at the zombie behind him.
Yep,
that is a crit as well.
Yeah, zombie's ace is pretty low, so yeah, 30.
Yeah. That is a 26 versus the zombie Grisfeld's AC of 15. That is going to do 30 points of damage. And with his third attack, he's going to throw that back at the zombie as well. That thing took a punishing blow and didn't fall. So armor class of 18 will hit. It will take another 16 points of damage, but at least it stayed standing. So,
So I have a question for you, Mr. Bulmahn.
Yes.
Sorry to make this even more complicated for you because summoning things just makes life just sucks. So there's zombie abilities with these things. Do I get that if I summon a creature or no?
Do you get a zombie's abilities?
Yeah, like
Are you talking about the custom alternate abilities, like
I don't know if that's
or
a thing
throwing
or not.
bloody bones?
Yeah.
Oh no, you just get a base one.
Okay, that's fine.
No, it's not that good.
I'm learning, and this allows people who watch this to learn with me.
Yeah, no.
Sorry for making
it all on purpose.
So, the zombie Grisfeld takes one hell of a punishment, but is still up and standing. That is the end of the Stone Guardian's turn. Lorne.
Okay, well,
you're up.
Sustain him. I'm like, well, we tried. Take my staff, telekinetic projectile.
Oh.
Like, I tried, and then it's not going. Not to mention it's killing my boys. That's a critical.
Oh, critical hit. Oh,
and
my.
For nearly max damage.
Wow.
A plus one bard.
Yeah, you pick up a chunk of rock, and it goes winging through the air and just blows a hole straight through the Stone Guardian.
With my arcane knowledge that I got from that thing, do I know what damage type it's weak against?
You don't think it's particularly vulnerable or resistant to any type of damage. It just has a lot of hit points.
Okay, I'll just make sure if like blunt or piercing would do more.
No.
But no, if not, it's okay. Yeah, so that's like 42 damage.
Yeah, it's going to be 40. Bard bonus.
Bard bonus.
Yeah.
So I just take a chunk of the rock it fell in, boom, straight through its chest.
That literally blows a hole in it about yay wide. Yeah.
We get it, Jason. It's plus one.
All right. All right. So we got your plus one.
Hey, helping.
And
okay. Lorne, what is Zombie Grisfeld doing?
He's swinging now. It's like, all right, Grisfeld, we tried. Start swinging.
That is going to be a hit. The first swing from the zombie is going to hit. That is going to do 15 damage.
Okay, and the second swing second action is just swinging again.
That's not going to do it. He comes up a bit short with the second one, swings wildly, but
Would a
does
21
not manage to
do
connect. That is the end of Lauren's turn.
Darn it.
Grisfell and Lauren have gone.
I was hoping 21 would hit it.
Nah, I'm afraid not. Shensen.
Okay.
Well, since you got your clock rung there, I'm going to throw a third level soothe your way, Roark.
Oh, thank you.
So that's 30 healing.
That's very
Nice.
nice.
Whoa. So Shensen reaches out with a powerful soothe spell, healing for 30.
And then
Shensen,
I'll
you still
cast-
have one action remaining.
I will cast Shield to remain arguably non-confrontational.
Look at you,
I think
being
I
neutral.
Did I do 57 damage in one turn?
You did.
Huh.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
I like being 5th level.
Neat. All right, Ilana, it's back to you. Top of the order.
Why didn't I prep Wall of Thorns this morning? I could have prepped Wall of Thorns. I'm gonna throw my other second level heal spell at Roark. So another 18 for Roark.
Oh, that healed up the 48 I did.
Back up to full again.
Hey! Teamwork!
And we gotta back up. We need to get out of here. I can't bring myself to hurt a creature that's just terrified and cornered. So I'm just gonna go Roark, leave it alone, back up. And move back myself to give it as much space as it needs.
That is, so Ilana reaches out and does some healing and flees, urging the
25.
rest to do the same. Roark, it is over to you. What do you got for me?
No, this thing punched me. I'm not leaving it alone. Punched me
You
real
started it.
hard.
Punching is Vince fighting words.
I killed some kobolds first. How about that? I'm going to tumble through its space. I'm going to attempt to tumble through its space.
All right.
A 29.
29 will do it. You do manage to tumble right on through its space.
All right. Finally giving myself panache. I will do the confident finisher. I don't know if this thing can take the precision damage, but we will find out. Does a 23 hit its flat-footed?
A 23 does hit, and it is not immune to precision damage. So go ahead and give me that as
No.
well.
9. A measly 9.
9 damage. All right, you slash out at this thing and carve off more of its earthen, stony exterior. It's looking really badly beat up.
Thanks to the Lord.
I think you still have one action left.
Yes, I'll raise that buckler.
Very good. On its turn, the first thing it's going to do is throw one of its fists at the zombie that hit it.
Grisfeld, duck and weave! Duck and weave, Grisfeld! No! He's gone.
It explodes Grisfell. It throws a fist at Grisfell, critting him for 44 points of damage, and the zombie brute falls back to the ground and quickly rots away to nothingness. With its second action, it is going to throw a fist at you, Roark. Armor
that's a
class
hit.
26 for 17 points of damage.
All right.
That fist
Okay.
clipped you right in the shoulder and kind of sent you reeling. With its third action, it's going to go ahead and throw another fist. Nah, it's not going to hit. That's a critical failure, actually, against your AC.
Yeah.
Riposte.
Here
Haha.
comes.
There it
Riposte.
is.
Haha. Parry riposte. Though 21 is probably not going to succeed.
No, that does come up short. All right, so the Stone Guardian's looking very badly beat up. It has thrown some fists at Roark. It's destroyed the zombie Grisfell, and that is the end of its turn. Lorne.
All right, well, I'm going to save the other one for later. We're going to try it again because I don't have to hold anything up. One, cast shield to myself, just in case, which ain't going to help at all. And try to blow it open again with telekinetic projectile. So 21 ain't going to do it, so we're going to spend a hero point. And again, and that miss even more.
Well, that is how hero points work here on the band.
I got all my damage out this session, so I'm now done.
Yeah, you're all spent. You've spent all your damage tokens.
Yeah, but I put my investments in and got nothing back. So
Shensen, we're over to you.
So, watching the various conks and smashes and whatevers are going your way, Roark, that looked like a second level soothe spell coming your way for 14 healing.
Thank you. I could get used to this.
And then I'll
I
cast
like the
soothing.
specially tailored healing.
I'm going to cast shield again and continue to look tormented on whether I should go help fight or what.
yeah, I like how it's Roark hitting, I'm damaging, and everyone else is just trying to heal.
Well, you know, keeping up with this thing's damage output apparently is a
Oh, it's
full-time job.
insane.
So
Yeah.
that is the end of Shensen's turn. Ilana, we're back to you at the top of the order.
All right, Roark, how much did Shensen heal you up? I think
More,
I have...
more enough. I'm. You can do something else this round. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
How badly damaged does this thing look?
It looks pretty badly hurt.
Oh, okay.
Finish it off. That would be hilarious.
You know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna critical. If you do any attack action, you're gonna critical right now.
I have to put it out of its misery.
What is that?
That's
You
a
rolled a-
crashing wave. That's a 3rd level spell.
You
All right,
summon
so
a
you
crashing
are
wave.
throwing-
Go ahead.
You are throwing a crashing wave in a 30-foot cone. So emerging from Ilana is this torrent of water that goes washing across, slamming into this thing, slamming into the buildings around it, causing massive damage. 21 points. Let me go ahead and roll a reflex save for it.
I can't help it. I start clapping. That was rad!
It is going to fail the reflex save and take 21 points of damage. It is very badly hurt after that hits it. It looks terribly beat up, and actually, you know what? It's going to crumble down into the ground. It crumbles. The wave hits it, washing it away, and the stone guardian crumbles down into the broken ground around you. The buildings nearby creak and groan as the blast of wave of water washes through them. This entire area back here is now just a complete disaster, based, you know, starting with the minor earthquake that hit the area and then followed up by the blasting wave of water. This creature is now gone.
Usually, erosion takes a lot longer than that.
So, I'm going to drop you out of initiative at this point because it appears
Okay.
to be gone.
But from what Lauren knew, that was not it dying. It was that it fleeing.
You're not entirely
Maybe.
sure. It may have fled. It may have died. It's hard to say which one just happened.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna assume it's dead.
This is the
you did it,
foreman
Ilana.
here. This is the foreman here, right?
Yes,
Who's bleeding to death?
he is. He looks. Actually, let me roll a couple dice and see if he survived. Yeah, he's unconscious.
All right. I'm going to pick him up by the front of his tunic. One fist, fist his tunic and pick him up. So bring him eye level. And I'm going to heal him enough to wake him up.
I thought you were about to yell at him when he's unconscious. I don't think he can hear you.
think
He's
he's
going to
go-
be
I think
awake
she's
for
gonna-
this.
Yeah, heal first and then.
Yeah,
And yell.
don't berate him while he's unconscious. That's just a bad time. All right. You throw some healing magic into him, and his eyes kind of flutter open, and he's like, mech. He says, he's like, oh, what happened? Oh, my head.
I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to hold him over it like a naughty puppy. I'm going to rub his nose in it. And I'm going to hold him responsible for this.
He's like, what? I just wanted to study it. Those things have been wandering through the town for weeks now.
And have they been hurting anything?
No, but they're weird.
So are you. So am I. So is Roark.
He looks at you and he's like, well, that's right. Actually, he's really weird. He points at Roark. What even is he?
Don't
Some sort of lizard?
Kidnap things.
Maybe can I study him?
Hey,
No?
Shensen, what was that about the drainage?
I'm still trying to figure out if not being pointed out as weird is a compliment or an insult.
What was that?
Considering that Roark is, a Tengu, he is decidedly strange compared to the rest of you. At least to a kobold.
I don't know where this little grate goes. We haven't been down in the sewer of this place. I assume there's treasures down there. We should go down there.
No sewer levels. I'm tired of sewer
what
levels.
Am I thinking? What am I thinking of? Sewers are gross.
I'm just like irrationally mad at this thing. And so while they're figuring out what to do next, I'm berating him in every language I know.
If you guys go down in the sewer, then I have to draw sewer tiles. And I haven't done that yet. So don't go down there.
I was a little frightened and put off by how hard that thing was hitting. And I forgot the sewers are an awful place that no one ever should want to go. So strike that from the record. When Peyton, when you go put this up on YouTube, cut that part out.
No.
Damn it.
I like how you're suggesting that Peyton's going to go through and edit out like one sentence.
Nah.
Yeah.
So this kobold just has an angry halfling druid yelling in halfling and common and dwarven and undercommon.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're small like him. So you didn't really pick him up and hold him around. You just stood him up.
I stood him up, and I'm basically holding him up, and I'm like nose to nose with him, and I'm holding him over the mess of broken ground and water and
2 dead kobolds.
Yes, he's responsible for this.
Listen, we just wanted to take a look at him. We asked him to come along nicely. I didn't expect this to happen.
And so you think if he doesn't listen and say no, you can just chain him up and kidnap him? What makes you better than the drow cultists?
He's like, what? Studying that guy isn't forbidden.
I'm not going to get anywhere with him.
I don't know what the problem is.
I drop him.
Oh, how am I going to explain this to his mom as he picks up the body of one of the sliced in half kobolds? The locals start gathering around to take stock of this situation, and it's clear that while what he's done here isn't illegal, the results are kind of being viewed in a pretty negative light by most of the folk around here.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Mr. Kobold individual, Mick. Do you have a business card? Business lab? Business leaf? Business?
He's like, I run the workshop down the street.
Do you have any pieces of information that you distribute to people to find your establishment, like a flyer or something?
Knows who Craftsman Plague is.
Craftsman Plaque, is it?
His name is Plague.
Plague? Okay.
Plague.
Shensen, I would like to employ you for a performance across the thing. I want you, if you like, to announce to everyone down the street that it's all this person's fault.
What? No.
Go on.
He's like, don't do that. You'll ruin my business.
I give him the eye.
I don't care.
But he looks at you and you see him kind of get little like shifty eyes. Like, but that's forbidden.
No, it's not.
Hold on, I would ask.
Oh, okay. You mean a deception check?
A deception check, yeah. Deception made to buff. I failed. Okay.
If you want to, Shensen, I'm not going to force you on anything. But I just figured.
Well, normally I get paid for performances, but since I know you, this one will be free. I'll spread the word with a very delightful performance about the kobold who only wanted to learn, but in so doing killed 2 of his employees. And if that's not forbidden, well, it sure should be.
All right. So you spend a chunk of time ruining this poor kobold's reputation.
Good. He got 2 employees killed and tried to capture an innocent being.
Here in Kobold Town, that's par for the course.
We gotta set examples, people.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, you're able to kind of leave this situation behind and make your way, continue on your journey. There's no sign of the Stone Guardian, whether or not it was destroyed or simply burrowed down into the earth. It does not resurface, so you have no idea what actually happened to the poor creature that was attempted to be captured by the kobolds. But it's clear that Kobold Town is no longer just ignoring these strange visitors to their town. So you guys are trying to find Ivona, right?
Yes.
All right. So if you recall, the last time you saw Ivona, you dropped her off along with her brother, Recarnus, to a group of drow who were kind of hiding out in a neighborhood, who took Recarnus in the hopes that they could kind of deprogram him because he had fallen in with the cult, or at least been brainwashed. You're not entirely sure. So I'm assuming you're heading back there.
That sounds good.
Yep, that's our lead.
That was like
Right.
a neighborhood or something that we dropped her off at.
Okay. Well, you head back to that neighborhood, and it's kind of it's in the it's on the north side of town. It's in the shadow of the keep, and you make your way up to that neighborhood. And when you arrive there, there are a bunch of kobolds going about their business, but you don't see any drow.
I'm going to start asking around, gathering information, trying to find out why there's no drow, whether we can find her. Just kind of ask around, get the lay of the land.
Okay. Well, you start asking around, and give me a diplomacy check.
That's 27.
So you find a few talkative kobolds, and most of them are like, they're like, I don't know anything about drow. But you do find one that's like, oh yeah, no, the drow used to be hiding out in the basement of those buildings over there, but they left. They left like 2 days ago. They don't stay in any one place for a long period of time. They're always worried that the cult's going to come find him. The cult says hunters after him all the time.
Well, maybe we should go look in that basement for clues.
I was going to say, what building was it? Was it like a tavern? Was it a storage house? Was it a bakery?
No, it was just some residences. They were kind of hiding out in the basement of these residences. So you can go check it out. That's not really that difficult to task, but you quickly come to realize that they did not leave anything behind. I mean, or anything of consequence, right? You know, there's no real sense of where they left. It really wouldn't do them much good to be hunted by someone and just leave a trail of breadcrumbs.
Before we leave, Jason, I'm gonna drop my little fancy sigil there with this spell.
Oh, okay.
I just clicked it twice. Yeah.
All right.
It's magic graffiti. I can't.
Okay. So that's going to last what, a month?
Yeah.
All right.
Nope. It'll last a year because it's heightened to 5th level. Nope. Month. You're right.
No, it's heightened to a third level spell. You are 5th level. That's. All right. So if you're going to want to find the drow, you're probably going to have to canvas around town and see if you can locate them because they're not here.
I am okay with that.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
if we can't find the drow, do we make our way out of town and go see what's going on with the cloakers?
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe ask
Well-
around as we leave. They might still be here.
So go ahead and anybody who wants to attempt this can make a diplomacy check to go around and canvas town and see if you can't uncover the location of the drow.
Shensen and Ilana got 2 25s in our
Yeah,
search
join-
for our friend.
Join Team 25, folks.
That's a total of 50. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta
add
be
your
the
checks together.
DC.
That's how that works, right?
You just killed one possible friend. Let me find another one.
Lauren, that's just a 20.
Lauren, you're kicked out of the 25 club.
All right, see you guys later. Exit Zoom
Bye,
call.
Lauren. Oh no!
Good
Exit
luck.
left,
Good luck,
pursued
two
by
shining
bear.
monsters without me, nerds.
I don't know. I do pretty well when I'm upset.
All right. Well, you kind of ask around a bit, and you don't get any like, oh, they're right there. But you do run into a Durgar who mentions that he thinks he might have seen them over near the arena.
Ooh, we'll go there. And then I can find out if that shape inside the arena is just the floor or it's a giant sausage.
No, I mean that's the floor of the arena. I mean,
Yeah, and it's like a little door.
it's not my fault. My drawing is amateurish.
I'm not saying it's not amateurish. It's just it could be a very well drawn sausage.
Please
a
disregard
giant
the model. I
water
didn't have
bottle.
the time to make it up to scale.
Yeah, listen, it's not my fault your campaign with all of its hand-drawn illustrations isn't quite good enough. All right. So now that I'll tamp down my bitterness. So you make your way over to that neighborhood and do some searching and give me a perception check.
21?
14.
Dawn got a 13.
Wow.
People who get
all right.
13s are terrible at perceiving.
So you're doing a search around and you don't really spot much of anything until Ilana notices that it almost feels like you're being watched. You got that weird feeling of somebody's keeping an eye on you.
Is it friendly? Is it feel...
No idea.
All right. I look around and make it very obvious. My face. Hopefully it's Ivona and she recognizes her friends.
All right. So you kind of make yourself conspicuous, as it were. And after a moment, you see a coming out of... So you've got kind of the Coliseum right there in front of you. The arena is right there. And emerging from the shadows of what looks like one of the tunnels that goes underneath the arena, you see a drow. And as she approaches, you can tell it is Ivona.
All right. And the moment she makes herself known, I stop making an ass of myself.
She sees you, nods, and then beckons you forward back into the shadows.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow. Is everybody else coming with? Or
Yep.
Cool. Let's go.
Nah, just you.
I ain't going in there.
I've done it enough times. I'll turn into a mouse. It'll be just like every other time.
It's creepy in there, and I'm old and beautiful.
Did you say you're old and beautiful?
Yeah, you got a problem with that? Are you jealous?
Don't age shame Jason.
I'm not. I just have seen the illustrations. No, all right. So, yeah, you follow her, and she leads you down into kind of the labyrinth of chambers underneath the arena, and she brings you down there to a kind of a quiet chamber lit by a single lantern that's in the middle of a table, and she brings you there, and she looks to all of you and says, "I didn't expect to see you again."
Me either, but mirrors are hard to come to find around here.
Why have you sought me out?
We've
It is
had
dangerous for me to make myself known.
We are looking
Hopefully-
for a route to the cloakers, and we know that there's some sort of... They attack the orcs, but they don't attack the drow. And but I mean, we also wanted to make sure that you were doing okay, because last time we saw you, you were still kind of recovering from that ordeal with the cult, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I thank you for checking in on me. You can rest assured that I am doing well. My brother's program continues. He is still suffering.
Well, hopefully some more time with family and being surrounded by friendly faces will help him. Hopefully at the moment we don't take too much of your time. We did want to check in on you, but we also wanted to see if you knew anything about the cloakers.
She looks at you and she says, "I do not know much about these creatures. I know that, well, my people have some sort of arrangement with them. I do not know its exact nature. I have I recall my mother speaking about them.
All of the drow or the cultist drow?
She says, I do not think you understand the nature of my people in this place. There are those who are in the cult, and they dwell in the Weeping Citadel. There are those of us who have escaped, and we are often either here or fled to parts unknown, deeper in the Darklands. But those are the only drow you will find. There are either those who are loyal to the cult or those who have broken free. I represent a small band who are attempting to break my mother's hold upon the drow.
Ah, okay.
And I do not know exactly what her arrangement is with these foul creatures. She has only mentioned that they will stay in line unless they wish to face punishment.
So it's not a mutual agreement. It sounds like they're being threatened.
She says, such creatures do not often strike bargains with any. They are vile and loathsome. I was taught from a young age to avoid them and to stay away from the waters where they dwell, but that changed when I was young and they stopped bothering us.
Well, no creature is naturally vile and loathsome. They exist to exist. Everything is hungry, everything eats, everything defends its territory. But that's neither here nor there at the moment. At the moment, they're attacking only orcs and having apparent peace with the drow. But it seems like something happened amongst the drow that the cloakers won't attack them at all, and it was not a peace agreement. It sounds like they've been threatened or a spell, or I'm mostly thinking out loud at the moment.
She looks at you and says, you may not think that they could be inherently cruel and loathsome, but you have not heard the screams of those they capture. They delight in tormenting them before they kill them and devour them whole.
Well, so do cats. But cats aren't
kitties.
vile and loathsome creatures. That's just the way nature is. Everything is hungry. Some animals, unfortunately, play with their food. I'm not one to pass judgment on anything.
She
looks
at you and says, you assume that what we are dealing with here is merely some vile beast. Such is not the case. These things are intelligent. They are smart. They can communicate.
Well, that's good to know. Do you happen to know how or what language?
They speak the common tongue of those of us who live beneath the surface of the world. They speak a fouler language as well, at least many of them do. An ancient tongue, one of foul sigils and glyphs.
Ooh.
But as I said, I've had very little dealing with them. Not since I was young, they did not dare approach our people. It is clear that the cult has some sort of hold over them.
Well, that's more information than we had at the beginning.
She sits back and she says, there may be something else. The cloakers, they do have caves up underneath the Endless Falls. It is where many of them dwell. And, well, now that I think of it, about once a week, members of the cult would venture up into these caves with strange concoctions brewed up by the alchemists of the cult. And they would venture there and return empty-handed once per week. Perhaps it is related.
Does that mean you know how to get to the caves?
I have never ventured there myself, but I know that there are tunnels that lead from the area around the Weeping Citadel to the Cloaker's domain.
Okay. And then on the map, we're on the other side. Okay, sorry, thinking out loud. All right. I don't want to drag you out of the safety at the moment, so I'm not going to ask that you come with us and guide us as far as we can go.
She looks at you and says, well, that is good, because I would not accompany you.
But the information you have given us is more than we've had at the beginning. So I do thank you, and hopefully we will leave you in peace so you don't have to make a move too soon.
She kind of looks at all of you and says, "You do not understand. The cult hunts us relentlessly. Merely making our presence known means that later on today we will have to move again."
Well, I apologize for that. I really am sorry.
Maybe
She
we can
shrugs.
help out with the cult someday.
Such is not your fault. It is not your fault to bear.
That doesn't
The
mean I'm
cult
any less
is-
sorry.
The cult is truly terrifying, and what they do to those who defy them is horrifying beyond measure. I am hoping that one day we will manage to bring my brother back to me.
Well, hopefully being surrounded by friends and good cheer and those who care for him might help. But at the moment, we don't want to overstay our welcome.
She shrugs. "I do not know what business you have with the cloakers, but I cannot imagine it will come to any good. They are horrifying creatures."
Well, so is Lorne, but we still like him.
She looks and gives a bit of a cracked smile.
It's 11.
She says, "Very well. I'm afraid I cannot help you more. I did not have any direct dealings with them myself. But I would warn you that if you are hoping to visit these places, you will have to travel to the Weeping Citadel, or at least come close to it. And that area is well guarded. The cult does not allow any visitors into their hold. Any. If you are not drow, you are not allowed. And they will enforce that with violence."
Well, we'll just have to sneak through. We're all good at sneaking, right?
I
Mhm.
hope for your sakes. If you are captured by the drow, they will not give you quarter. They will put you to a slow and painful death. I have seen it happen.
They'll have to find us first.
Well, our choices are currently the drow or a very large unstepped toad, so...
She looks at you with an odd expression. "I do not know that of which you speak, but I do know my people. They are vicious and ruthless and cunning. If you wish to venture into their domain, that is your business, but I would caution you. Bring every tool at your disposal to bear."
All right, and I thank you for the advice.
I wish
This
you
character
luck.
has
You
no more
read
dialogue.
As much of it as you can find. With that, Ivona kind of gets up and ventures further into the shadows. You can hear other movement back down other corridors, and she calls out in the tongue of her people for everyone to pack up and prepare to leave. At the door, she turns back to you and says, "Good luck, friends. I hope to see you again."
And good luck to you. I hope your brother starts to recover swiftly and soon.
She shrugs. "We shall see." And with that, Ivona heads back into the croft underneath the Colosseum. You are all free to make your way back out. You've spoken to Ivona now. Is there anything else you want to do here in Kobold Town? Or are you staying another night? What's your plan?
We should probably stay another night, since that was a lot of spell casting and hit points we just churned through, and then maybe tomorrow, quote, morning, head out for Cloaker Town.
The
Cloaker
Weeping
Closet.
Citadel.
Do
The
we
Weeping
head
Citadel,
towards
yeah.
the Weeping Citadel, or do we find a way maybe to head it via boat? Do we go down through the caves, or do we go across the lake? That's what I was thinking out loud earlier.
Oh, and then approach from below.
Yeah.
Well, what you'll need to do one way or the other is find out a bit more about the area that you're trying to visit. So you really need to find a map.
Oh, we'll do that then first.
Yeah.
Before bedtime. Maps. We'll go down to that cool map store down in Pioneer Square and find one.
Oh, Oh yeah, no, that place is great.
Yeah, that one. So is the most up-to-date cartography you have ever seen this west side of Kobold Town.
That's right. Yeah, the finest maps drawn on the finest sheets of fungus. So you begin to head off and find a map maker. Are you going to pick up other supplies? You've probably eaten through some of your trail rations and stuff like that. I don't know if you want to resupply. You also have that diamond if you want to sell that off.
Oh, yeah, the diamond. Maybe buy something. Yes.
Yeah.
How much can we get for this diamond? Diamonds.
Does anybody have spell components that need a diamond?
Not yet.
Does Wish still use a diamond?
Some of the rarer spells still use diamonds, but I doubt you have any of them at your level.
Just stash it for later forever.
Well, I'll tell you this much.
Level
you
at
go
some
and have
point.
the diamond appraised, and after asking around a bit, you're pretty sure the diamond's worth like 500 gold.
That's like,
We could
It
put
is
the
a
diamond in
large-
Grisfel's skull eye, and it could be a decorative staff piece until we need
precious
it.
gemstone. That is a very
we are selling
valuable,
it.
and it's not small. It's a good sized diamond.
We can purchase some things that we need for now. to help
Triggering
us
my
survive.
shopping reflex.
So you can certainly sell that and spend some time looking for some new gear and some new equipment. That's not a problem.
It's a rock. It's a shiny rock.
It is a very shiny rock. Okay, so you end up finding a map, and I'll make sure to have one ready for you for the next session. But you're also able to go around and buy some supplies. But because this is a live game, we're not going to exactly do that live. Everyone bring out your books and start shopping. Now we'll do that offline.
We'll figure it out later.
That's the session that always happens when you have a friend over that doesn't really know what RPGs are like and wants to see all the fun and is just shopping and like
Like
trying
role
to
playing, maybe a
haggle.
bar
Yeah.
fight.
Oh yeah, new players love it when the game is all about haggling.
Yeah. Haggling.
No, it's funny because when I used to work for Toyota or whatever, and all the salesmen know how to haggle. It was a nightmare to play any RPG with them.
Oh.
Yeah, you really needed to shave 4 copper pieces off that potion.
They would
price,
nickel and dime us, dime either me or whoever was game mastering at that time. And it's just like, stop, we're not financing. It's like, stop.
Yeah. Well, Kobold Town does have some really good financing options on your next new wagon.
Nope.
Anyway, you're able to investigate a map, and you do have some options there, and we'll talk about that before the next stream. But in either case, you manage to gear yourselves up, get a map, figure out where you need to go. All of that takes about a day, so you're able to rest up and get yourself healed back up to full, get all your spells back. And with that, you gather your party and step foot once again out of Kobold Town, this time turning to the north, making your way towards the Weeping Citadel and the Enclave of the Drow. And that is where we're going to end today's session. Before we go leaping off into the future, I want to thank everybody for watching. We've been having a great time with Band of Bravos. It's always a lot of fun having you all here. I hope you have been really enjoying it. Before we go, I'm going to toss it back around the horn and let everybody tell you where you can find them on the internets and what they're up to before we call this a day. James, we'll throw it back to you.
Hey, I'm James Jacobs. I'm creative director for Pathfinder. I played Shensen. You can ask me all your questions that you want about the game or Galarian over on the Paizo forums.
Hey guys, I'm Maryssa Marie. I'm Paizo's web content manager. You can find me on the Paizo forums and all the social media, Instagram, Twitter, whichever, at Maryssa Marie, MarySsamari. And Jason, why do you gotta keep killing my potential friends?
It's what I do.
Oh, sorry, it's me. Sorry, I already had the book open and I was looking at treasure. Hi, I'm Jason Keeley, Starfinder developer. You can find me on Twitter at HerzWesten, HerzWesten. And I am just already thinking about all the things we can buy with 500 gold.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money back now.
Peyton?
Oh, sorry. I was doing all of our background stuff, and I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed.
You're fine. You're fine. Why don't you just go?
No, I'm embarrassed.
Peyton, edit it out when you put it on YouTube.
No, we're keeping my failures in.
No, he's not going to do that.
I'm Peyton. I'm the social media producer here at Paizo, and I would like to say, I've been playing Lord Bonds. You can find all my online stuff at Zorn the Bear everywhere. Just type it up on Google. You'll basically find how weird I am. And thank you so much, everyone, for playing. You guys have been fantastic. And thank you so much, Jason, for game mastering another amazing session.
Yeah, this was kind of an interlude session, which I like. I like giving breaks in the action, and this was rather fun. So I hope you all enjoyed it, folks. You can find me on all the various social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch at / Jason Bulmahn. That's JASONBULMAHN. I want to thank all of you for tuning in and watching this show. We've got a great crowd of folks watching this. You've all made this a lot of fun. It's fun watching your comments in the chat as the game rolls on. So I want to thank all of you for stopping by and watching Band of Bravos. We've certainly been enjoying running this game. We will see you all next Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, right back here on twitch.tv / official Paizo for our brand new episode of Band of Bravos. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. So long.
I think we're going to buy a pocket stage.
Yes.